Oh, hey, here we go. We're going to get started here in a second. I'm just going to fix this thumbnail. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, no. Okay, view all live. Okay, I don't know where this is. We'll get them going here in a second. I can do this real quick. So they're going to play 2 out of 3 races, the 3 for a green chip. And I'll tell you about both players in a minute. View channel. I just want to fix the thumbnail. Edit. Aha, here we go. Change. Here we go. There we are. Done. Save. Good. Okay, it's fixed. All right, I'll go get them set up and we'll get going. Ooh, the propel. Those are where it's at. Yeah. Okay. Playing for a green chip. Let's do this. We'll get the. Yeah, he's got his posted up. There you go. Yeah. We'll have you keep score, whoever's on here. Go race to 3, 2 out of 3. You guys have both done this. M8 rules. Yep. No 8-ball break. Scratch on the 8, it's a loss. We're playing it that way. Yeah, races to 3, 2 out of 3 sets. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Suit. Let's do it. Let's go. You guys can leg for break and hit it. All right, looks like Tay Tay got the break. Alternate break, right, guys? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right. So Taylor's been on before. Dustin's been on before. They both were. Dustin played last week, and he lost to Benny, and he wanted to jump back on and play again right away. He's a hard worker, so he's ex-military. He likes to train. He likes to study and improve, and he's been working at his house a lot on his game, on his table. And he joined the club a week ago. Did a lesson. Went on the stream against. Was it Jolie or Benny? Gosh, maybe it was Jolie. I think it might have been Joel. And had a good time. Had a great time. He's a really nice dude. Really gentleman to play against, according to Jolie, and super fun. And he just wanted to run it back. He just wanted to get on the stream again and play somebody. And so I thought about Taylor. Taylor always is down to play, so it's going to be a good match. Tay Tay Taylor, he's been playing for about 2 years, I think, and he's right around 560, 570. And look at the hat. It's a sick hat that my boy's got in it. Dustin's got the Josh Burbul Pool Club hat. Man, that's so neat. Thanks, Dustin. Yeah, so if you're looking for stuff, there's Shopify. The hats aren't on Shopify, but the t-shirts are. There's some mugs. And Taylor is our Shopify guy. He'll work on getting hats set up there on Shopify soon. So Taylor goes to the second ball break and hits it pretty good. Ends up on the end rail. Doesn't really have an opening shot. And the group that I would prefer here would probably be Stripes. I mean, he might be able to shoot the 6 through the goalposts and shoot in the corner. I can't tell necessarily, but I think I'd like Stripes here, so I might just shoot the 6 and put him on the end rail here and try to. Yeah, that's a perfect shot. Yep. Taylor, You guys are learning how to play pool. First it was Jolie, and then it was everybody. I don't know, man. It's so fun to watch this. Um, it's really fun to watch because that's a great opening shot. Now, honestly, if I was Dustin, I would just do the same exact shot and have it start out like a one pocket game because there's really no good opening shot here, no dominant group. Um, so we'll see what he's going to do here. Okay, he just kind of put him up table and stuck him there. So I think Taylor's just going to push him off the 12 and stick him on the end rail, probably behind the 4. And this will start opening up the game if he does that. Because that's what you want. You want to kind of, well, he could do the same type of shot, but he might bring him all the way down to the end rail here. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Because now he kind of forced the action a little bit, right? Meaning now Dustin has to make some decisions. Do I want to shoot the 11 and try to run out? Because it's a makeable shot, and the cue ball will go down towards the 14. And once the 11's gone, the 9, the 10, the 12, they can kind of all go, and the 13 and the 15 are open. So I think I would go here and I would shoot the 11 and try to run out. Now, if you don't want to do that, you're going to skim off the 4 and put him back on the end rail, which it's the first shot of the game. So you might not want to just give up the game and bet the game on the 11. So this is like really, really, really. Now, okay, not getting him on the end rail was an error there, Dustin. So who cares? That was an execution thing. The shot was, if that cue ball was pinned on the end rail, you'd be loving life right now. Now you're in jeopardy because you let it leak off the end rail, and he could maybe make the 6. And now he's trying to determine his run out. So if he shoots this up and he goes right between the 3 and the 11 with the cue ball, he has the 5 ball. And then he can come and shoot the 3 and the 7 and the 4. So the only thing that was a mistake there was losing your cue ball up off the rail and leaving on the 6, right? So now we're going to see if it costs the game. Now the 5 in the corner is the shot, and I think that's what he's looking at, because you don't want to shoot it in the side. You're going to run into the 7. You don't want to shoot the 7. You're running into the 3. You don't. You could shoot the 3 and run into the 7 and just move it on purpose. That could work. So you could shoot the 3 and then just click the 7 and then shoot the cue ball stops. I think that's what he's looking at, is shooting the 3 and having the 7 ball come over, and he's just laying out the shot. I like it. I like it. And the reason why I like it is because you could shoot the 5, have a missable shot. Ooh, I don't like it shooting this because the 3 can get tied up. Let's see what happens. I like shooting the 3 and moving the 7, not the other way. See that? He kind of tied up that 3, which was not good. So if he would have shot the 3, the other thing about shooting the 3, Taylor, and whoever's watching out in the world, is that if you missed, that 3 blocks a lot of those stripes. See, now that pocket's still open, right? Now the 7 got blocked to the 13, but you have such a big cluster of balls over there. Um, I would have much rather had the 3 ball for those other reasons I just stated. So this is a good shot. It's a great shot. He just ripped him open, and now he's got to deal with this 13. I get it. The 15 and the 9 are tight, but the 13 is your big problem here. So if I look at this, I'm very concerned with the 13, meaning I want to get on that ball next. So if I'm going to hit this draw shot, I'm going to draw the cue ball to just miss the 3 and slide it over for the 13, to shoot the 13 in the same pocket as the 12. You could also go 2 rails forward and avoid the 7 and get there. Uh, that one, that one can work. He'll shoot the 13 on the side now, and then I think he can shoot the 10 after that. So 13, 10, 15. Ooh, the 13, you're going to want to, ooh, I would want to get rid of this 13. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him. Because you're on the 13 on the side right now. It's going to, and it only has one, like, kind of like a couple pockets. So, okay. Well, now he can shoot the 9, 15, 14, 13. But the 14 to the 13 is a little dicey because of the 5 and the side pocket point. So it's a little dicey to get to the 13 off the 14 with that 45-degree angle. I think that's what's going to happen. But he can go 2 rails or go one, 2 rails in behind the 5 towards the 13. Okay. Guess we're not going to find out. All righty. Well, if the 3 goes by the 7, you shoot that. And, you have to think about if you shot the 5 and then the cue ball came back there. Yeah, see that? Now, do you want to be shooting that as your ball and leaving the 4 as your key ball and playing a key ball off a combo? That's a little bit dicey. So you might want to shoot the combo next. Whoopsies, caught it going in. Okay. So now the 13, I'm not sure if it's open still. It might still be not being able to be made past the 7. I don't know. He'll probably take a look. But not a lot's changed here, right? It's the 14 to the 13 that's tricky. Yeah, see that? It's tricky to get there. And then if you look at what happens, even if you get there, the 7 and the 4 kind of like congest that cue ball going back towards the 8. So 13 is, it's still in a tough spot. Okay. Maybe he's going to shoot it now, which is the same exact shot that he passed on before. This one's a little tougher, actually, because he's a little farther away at the cue ball, but this comes naturally across for the 15, and I would come back and through and touch the side rail again. I wouldn't float. I would want to touch 2 rails here, ones and across. Touch and see you come up short like that, Dustin, you got problems. So you have to push back and through your zone, meaning that cue ball needs to go back off that rail and accelerate over to the second rail so that you have position back and through your zone. Because now you have a difficult shot, right? Who knows if you can even make it with the point the way it is? Now you looks like you might even be looking at a safety. No. Well, I might. Well, if you're gonna play okay, I like it. If you were calling the 15 there, I like that shot, and I would have just followed it through, but that's okay. It's just details, right? And you left Taylor awful. I don't think he can shoot the 7. The 5's too thin. The 4's blocking it, and the 3's blocked. So this is a very tough spot to be in. I think I would walk down here and find my position by the 7 ball with the cue ball so that I don't leave the 15 like I'm blocking with the 5. And I would want to come up short because if that cue ball was what the 4 ball is, let's say, and he could make that 15, it's very hard for him to get on the 14 with that much angle. So I'd clip off the 4 if possible and play safe that way and behind the 5. I wouldn't kick behind this, but it's possible that he's probably hooked on the 15, so that's probably not even a possible shot that I'm talking about. So this might be, in this case, Taylor, I'd kick the 7 ball here because the kicking the 7 ball, you could have got behind the 4 and the 7. So the kick safety there was kind of the 7. You had more balls to get behind. So this is just a stun run through. Just a stop and let it rock up 2 balls forward. You don't want to slow roll it. I don't like slow rolling from here. It's I don't know. I just unless I got a little angle, then I'd come off of a side rail or end rail. But if you're dead straight, I would just pop it and try to get it to go forward and cue ball. That can work though. That's totally great. I got no problems with that. You're a little flat. That's part of the reason why I like holding my angle with a stun run through. But stun run through is like an advanced shot, so it's not a easy shot to hit when you're trying to end a game in the first game of a stream match. So I get it. But this is he's got some issues here. He's a little straight. Oh, he settled for it. All right. Showed me something there. Showed me some guile. Showed me some presence of mind. I like it. Yeah, I like everything about it. This one's a debatable one. I like hitting this slow just in case, right? Because I want to leave it in the pocket. Um, and that works fine too, right? I just wouldn't rifle that thing because and basically there's a pace you can hit a ball at that is accelerating but soft, and it has a tendency to leave the 8 ball if it's missed in the pocket or near the pocket, right? So if you just confident slam it because it's the 8 ball and you just kind of just spaz slam it, it can ping pong around and it doesn't give an opportunity for something good like this to happen. So the pace he hit that at was a very good pace, right? Because basically, if that 8 ball goes in, you win, or if it hangs in front of the pocket, you have a higher percentage to win because he has to do something with the 3 now, right? Versus just slamming it in. That's less good. All right. Well, I'd go off the 7 into the 3 right now because it's not any easier or harder than this shot. The only thing, what is he doing? Okay, he's going down. Yeah, I mean, I think sweeping into the 3 is good. I just playing position between the 8 and the 3 off the 4 or off the 7 is I like to say, my people say, dicey. So that was just kind of a sorry, I got a cold. Not a cold, but like a dry throat. Coming down off of a sore throat. Okay, I think he's banking this. Same thing here. If you bank this, you want to bank it at a speed that it stays in the pocket if it doesn't go. You don't want to smash it because it would create a problem for the 4. So of course you want to make it. You just want to hit it, right? And if you can do that, that's fine. Just do it, right? But a lot of times I'll hit it at there's a sweet spot hit that you can have where it's got plenty of room to go. It's not going to go offline, but it hits, and if it catches a rail or does something, it'll have more of a tendency to hang. And I just seen people bank shots and they get a little excited and a little bit nervous, and they smash. And that wasn't smash, that was all confidence. So I like it. I like the way you hit it. I'm just giving you guys some alternatives. And I'm not saying everything's a two-way shot and we're just going to knit roll everything. um that's it. I guess that's all I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with shooting all offense, but in some of these instances there's a pace you can hit the ball at that's still aggressive, it's still accelerating, but it gives the ball a chance to kind of hang in there. Hey, Dustin's kid, how's it going? Oh, the wife's in the watching too. Hey, This is Dustin. I never caught your name. Daddy Tay Tay. We got some cheering sections here. Perry's very neutral. Perry's just say, let's go. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. All right. I'm loving what Dustin's doing. Okay, now I'm going to start glowing up Dustin because his family's here. But no, it's great. I mean, I really like what he's doing. He's got a great break. That's just a killer, crusher, awesome break. Solids. Two, got to get the three out of there, and you're good. That's it. You just got to get that three out of there after this, and then your money. 5, 1, 4, 8 in the side. So two, and you're going to float around two rails and try to get on the seven or the three without hitting anything. And that's all she wrote, basically. Because then if you can get on that three without running into anything, we just don't want to be smashing into the 15 and the 9 or the 7 and the 3 and congesting it worse. So basically, it's a little bit of a tough shot to get the 2 to come around with two rails. I'd actually target the 7. If I was hitting this shot, I would try to design the shot with some thickness and some spin and direction on the cue ball so that it goes past the 3 towards the 7. Because if I hit the 7, I could hit the 5, come back for the 3. I got some moves I can make. I wouldn't shoot the 7 here. It's too hard of an opening shot. And it's not going to give you shape on the 3. So I think this is the wrong shot, which is okay. We're watching. Yeah, that was too much to take on. Okay, now does anything change? And the answer is yeah, it changes a little bit. Well, I shoot the 4 and I shoot the 3 and then get the 7 out of there. Because where you're going to roll forward, yep. And you want to be, Taylor wants to be not going towards the 7 with his cue ball. So he wants his cue ball to barely pass where the 4's position is. He only wants to go forward like one cue ball. That's too far. Because he's jacked up and now he's really running into the 7, which it can work. It's fine. But I wanted to hold it so I wasn't jacked up and I was not going as much into the 7. I'd rather kind of like be stunning away from the 7 because whenever you hit the ball, weird shit happens. So let's see what happens. He's got a decent bridge. You probably just, oh man, that was that was that was aggressive. Okay. Huh. I like, I mean, the 7 to the 8's kind of like the least desirable key ball. So I might shoot the 7 here, but the 5's harder to get on some ways than the, yeah. So I could see getting on shooting the 7, the 5. So shoot the 5, and then we're going to shoot the 1, 2, 7, and we're going to draw back for the 8 up table. Or we could go in the 8 in the same pocket as the 2. So I like all this because if you get on this 2 with a little bit of an angle, you can chip it in, put your cue ball right parallel on the line of the 2, just like that. And then you can just, right from there, Taylor, you can just, you don't have to be straight in on this 2 either. You could have an angle and come off the rail and go back to that position on the 2. So I would leave a slight angle on the 2. So I'm going to slightly go off the rail back towards center with the 1. And then I'm going to be able to have a little cut angle to chop the 2 in and come off the rail and leave me perfect for the 7. I don't like this. It's too much cue ball movement. I would rather just prefer to get on the. So, okay, see now, if he was playing to the 8 from here, let's remember this position, Taylor. If you were here and going to the 8 next, you could drag right back wherever you wanted to get on that 8. But now you're hitting a tough shot on the 7 to get position on the 1 to play position on the 8, right? So you would have hit an easy shot on the 1, an easy shot on the 2 to have this position shot on the 8. But now we're creating a situation where we have to hit a difficult position shot on the 1 that could potentially leave a difficult position shot on the 8. I think you're going to get out. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just trying to share with you what's going on, right? So now you're far away, right? And you're pretty flat and you're pulling towards the 8 and you're totally capable of hitting this shot and just having that cue ball just stun, draw right over to the side rail for the 8. I wouldn't roll it, I would draw it. So let's see what you do. Yep, just like that. Perfect. I love it. Yep, I love it. There's no, like that was some nuanced, detailed stuff, Taylor, when you come and watch this again. I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't a great run out, nothing like that. I'm just saying these are like the nuanced percentage things that I'm talking to you guys about for running out tables, where it can just be a little bit easier, a little bit less pressure, a little bit less having to make these long, hard shots, right? We want to have, I talk a lot about minimal cue ball movement. And that was a situation where the pattern that I was laying out for you was going to have a very little cue ball movement. It was going to be nice little shots off the rail on the 1, off the rail on the 2, off the rail on the key ball, and onto the 8. You're just sort of flicking some spin and moving things around and pushing things around instead of pounding like you did and having to pound from distance from a long way away. So hopefully that makes sense, Taylor, and you guys that are watching. But that's what I'm trying to explain with when I talk about the runout series that I have on my paid member YouTube channel. Um, these are the things that I'm teaching. I have like these 7 runout concepts, and minimal cue ball movement, stop roll is like the number 1 concept. And that was an example of um, doing something that was not minimal cue ball movement, and then therefore you had to hit more shots, have more cue ball travel, ended up pounding something to kind of run out versus just like flicking the ball around, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So okay, but it's good. So we're 1-1. It's a great set. Both guys playing really good, really well. It's awesome. Yay pool. And Taylor with the second ball break. I think it's going to be dry as my grandpappy's scalp, my grandmammy's biscuits. And so the first thing you ask yourself is there a run out available? And I think the answer is no. 2 balls pretty messed up. Don't really have a shot to open. That's easy. Um, I'm talking about solids are easier to run than stripes. You only have one problem with the 2. The stripes, you have some congestion with the 12, 10, 15, 13, 11 are kind of congested. So the solids are more open. They're kind of less congested, right? But you still got an issue with the 2. So one shot would be look and see if you can shoot the 2 right away. Now it's a tough shot, and but it might be the shot to open up the game because it's the only problem ball on the table. And if you can sweep through it, you can get a shot on the 1 or the 6 or maybe the 3. But he's going to shoot the 4 or the 6. Let's see. Shooting the 4. Okay. So now I think my man Dustin's going to break this 2 out. That's exactly what he needs to do. And the only issue with breaking it out is he doesn't have a lot of insurance balls. So the way he needs to break this out is by just nudging the 12. And I don't know if he's got the right angle because you don't want to hit the 2 to break it out. You'd rather just nudge the 12 intentionally and leave a shot on the 3 or maybe the 1 or maybe the 7 or maybe the 2. So I'd like to hit the 6 and feather off the 12 and then have the cue ball feather into the 14 so I got a shot on the 3 or the 1 or the 2. If you just kind of fram it into the 2, the cue ball is going to have a difficult time finding a shot after. So I have a breakouts is one of the runout concepts that I talk about. And when we break balls out, we kind of got to think where everything's going. So let's see what he does. Uh-oh, did not break it out. I don't know what he had planned for the 2. Maybe he was going to bank it. Maybe he was going to come around with the cue ball off the 7. Guess I don't really know. So now if I was Taylor, I'd count 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. So I have one more ball on the table, which is my advantage. And now I have to determine, I got some problems tied up. I don't really have a runnable rack. Where could I put the cue ball that it would be helpful? Where can I put an object ball where it would be helpful? Right? I think putting him down on this side of the end rail and keeping this 9 away from everything, as far as not tied back up with anything, putting the cue ball on the end rail is a shot. So the shot's going to be, where does the 9 ball go after this? Okay. I mean, I like it. I like it because you open up those 2 balls and you didn't leave anything. There's no run out available. There's no great safety that Dustin has available. Taylor opened up those 2 balls. I really like that shot. I really like it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's very important what happens with that 9 ball on the shot, right? So that was great. All right, now I think I like just chipping. Man, I don't know. It's interesting because you kind of want that 6 out of there, but it's going to open his stuff up pretty aggressively. So that's the problem. I hear I see what he's trying to do. He's saying, I'm going to hit the 6 and draw my cue ball. And I'm either going to leave him doubled up on the 12-9 and stick him on the 12. And that's a shot. It's a heck of a shot. Let's see if that's what he does. He just sticks him. Yeah, I mean, even that's fine. I like it. I like it a lot. He didn't frame everything open. Taylor still got problems with those 2 balls there. Dustin's balls are starting to get open now. They're looking really open. Now, Taylor's are looking open too, but Taylor's got more issues than Dustin because Taylor's got the 12 and these 2 balls. So now Dustin's in a better position as far as the balls, where the balls are lying. Let's see, is Taylor shooting a combo? Oh, no, he just fired straight in and tried to break. Oh, shit, man. If he makes that, he's out. Okay, so that was worth it, bro. I mean, that was really worth it. I like it. I'd want to get the 3 out of there. And then I want to get the 7 out because it's blocking the 6. And then somehow we got to find an angle on the 7 to get somewhere we like, right? With the cue ball after the words. Meaning, where do we want to be after? I mean, do we want to be kind of zone clearing and going like, finishing with the 2 ball? Okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to look and see the pattern. I think I don't mind finishing 1, 2, 8 because see, the 1 leads the 2. The 2 has, if it's right past the 10, it just cuts in and goes 2 rails right to the 8 in the corner past those 2 balls. That's not bad. Obviously, the 5 ball is a good key ball because it goes right to the 8 past the 1. But how do you get the cue ball back for it? So, but the biggest point is the 7, right? He's on the 7. Where does he want to go next? Right? I guess to the 2. So now that's why the angle on the 7 was really important. I was kind of feeling like maybe the 6 up in the corner, like real flat on the 7, shoot the 6 up past the side pocket and kind of go 5, 1, 2, 8 that way. That's kind of what I was feeling. So now he's got issues, right? I wouldn't want to disrupt the 1 because I like where it is. He can make the 2. It's just the cue ball is going to go flying, right? Just doesn't. I mean, if he wants to get shape, he's going to have to go like a drag inside spin shot. I don't. I mean, maybe he could beat the scratch and come out towards the 13. Yeah, like that. Right towards the 13 right there. Yeah. I mean, that was definitely a shot. Okay, Tay Tay. Now what's up? I think I'd just carry him off the 10 and make the 2 and put him in the queue, put him in the pocket. I think that's what he's looking at. I mean, if I could make the 10 and break out the 15, I would shoot that, but I think it's too thin for that. I think it's going to have to be a carom safety. Like just put him in the jaws and make him shoot the 5. I mean, it's tough to shoot the 5 from the jaws. I think that's what he's doing. You just want to follow it, not stun it. Just roll it through. Okay. Well, if you can stun him like that, then do it. It's a nice shot. Yeah, I mean, if you look at what he left, it's not much. Meaning, even if he makes the 5, he's not going to be able to hold it for the 6. I mean, very unlikely. And even if he did, it'd be hard for him to get the cue ball back for the 1. So if he shoots the 5 and he falls on the 1, it's still going to be tricky for him to get back to the 6. So this is a difficult shot into a position zone that's difficult that leads to another difficult position play. So Taylor put him in a tough spot here. I mean, this is very good pool that Taylor's playing, and Dustin's doing the same. This is a very legitimate safety that Tay Tay played, and that's a very legitimate shot that Dustin just made, right? So all you got to do is tip your Josh Burbul pool club hat when he makes a shot like that. But see, we're not out of the woods, right? Because this does not naturally go over to the next ball. He can snap draw and avoid the 8 and shoot the 6 in the closer pocket. And I think that's what he's going to do. Or if he's got too much angle, he can draw across and shoot the 6 ball back up table past the side pocket. I think he's coming straight back at himself. Yep, very nice. Now, the trick is you don't have to stun this thing. You got to drag it. If you drag this 6, that cue ball check and come out right about on the 6 line and maybe end up about where the 9 ball is, or between the 9 and the 11, and maybe down about 3 inches to the second kitchen line kind of thing. So that's a really good shot. So Dustin, if you hit a drag shot there, you can accelerate on it and smooth it into the rail a little bit better. So it's okay. You might want to think about it for the future, like just kind of dragging that ball in. Kind of ends up being like a pocket speed shot. And it kind of holds your cue ball closer to the 8 too, because you're thicking it in. Because you thicked it in, but you kind of banged it instead of dragging it. Oh, Tay Tay, double T. Uh-oh. All right. So now what do we do? The problem with banking it is that cue ball is going to end up by the probably between the second and third diamond with a giant back cut on the 8. Cutting it doesn't really work that well. I take my medicine, I just bank it in and try to smooth it to leave my cue ball. You're never going to get your cue ball there off a bank shot. The cue ball is going to be basically, it's going to hold within a diamond off the rail and probably be somewhere between the center diamond and a little bit right of that. I wouldn't hold it with English. Yeah. Okay, you just overcut it. All right. Well, so go back, Dustin, and ask yourself when you watch this back on that bank if you tried to put inside English on it. Because if you did, um, that maple shaft just pushed that thing offline, and that's why you overcut it. So if you put inside English on that bank, because you and I talked about carbon shafts, that is where a carbon shaft would not kick off line like a maple shaft. That was that if because I thought you aimed inside there and I thought it deflected. So, but that's a little bit of you and I, Dustin and I, inner game of equipment. We got in a little tussle, not a tussle, just a little discussion over it. It was all friendly. He's awesome. It was great. Okay, so he's got a long, tough shot, and good luck holding your cue ball. I'd target the 11 to stop my rock. Unless he's hooked. Is he hooked? Maybe he's hooked. He might be hooked. Yeah, he is hooked. Ooh. Okay. All right, Dustin, just because you're here and you're watching this later and you're an awesome dude and you want to learn, that kick was a soft kick trying to kick the six ball in the corner pocket on the other side. And you either leave the six ball in the pocket or you make it. That was just kind of a frammy kick. We don't want a fram kick like that. So if the 14 ball's frozen to that ball, I'm going to shoot this 11 and make sure I got a little angle on the 13 and knock it. You don't need much angle. You just need a little angle. I don't even like that much angle on it. You just want a little tiny angle to open it up. You don't want the cue ball to go flying with too much angle. So you don't really need much angle on the 13 to run into the 8. Because you're just going to glance the 8 to open it up, and then the cue ball will run towards the 6. It'll leave you a shot on the 12 or the 15. But if you have too much angle on the 13, stuff can go kind of wild. It's too much energy. Okay, and if you don't have any angle, you better hope the 14 goes. 14 must not go. It mustn't. It mustn't go. Is that a word? Is that the way you say it? I wouldn't want to force this and miss it and break it out. So let's just see what he's doing. He's probably going to the. Yeah, that's good. I love it. I love it. He just went to the far side of the pocket and created some angle. That's perfect. Taylor, most impressive. Most impressive. Yeah, the daughter-in-law's there. Dustin, give her hell. Yep, he will. He is. He's got a tiger by the tail here. I'm serious, man. Tay Tay is Tay Tay's bringing everything he's got tonight. I mean, that sounds like some douchey commentary stuff, but I'm just telling you guys, like, I know what it looks like when these guys are bringing everything they have. Meaning, there's so many things that Taylor and I work on and we talk about and that he studies, and he's bringing them into play right now. That's it. He's just flat out bringing them into play. And it's cool because Jolie was bringing it to play the last time he played. Shark, Red Shark, my brother brought it into play. Benny brought some stuff into play. Benny played Jared last night, was bringing stuff into play that we work on. And I've talked about this before in yesterday's stream. See how he's laying out those zones for the 9? He's very specifically finding a 3 dot zone and playing, you know, probably 2/3 of the pocket and 2/3 of the zone to get himself the proper angle on the 9 to win the game. He's not just folding and shooting. He's intentionally playing position. Okay? And whoopsies. I mean, it's tough, right? Because because he missed. So it's like, oh man, maybe I should go back to the old way where I just fire at the balls and kind of float. And the answer is no. That's not the answer. The answer is it's just a pre-shot routine thing and a lock when you shoot thing. So yes, that 15 was easy, and yes, Tay Tay can make it all the time. And the solution there is not to lose the detail. Oh no. That was a deceleration, Dustin. That one we need to set back up when we get home and push that thing into the thick 2/3 of the pocket and just come off that rail towards the 8. All right. Tay Tay, we're going to hit inside on this some gun. And we're going to go end rail, side rail, miss. We're going to hit right around a diamond and a half on the side rail with spin. It's going to miss the 6. It's going to go right through where it is right now with spin, and it's going to hit that diamond and a half right behind where it is on the other end rail, and then it's going to hit up by like the 3rd diamond, and then it's going to sweep right past the 9 to leave you where you wanted to leave it last time. We're going to go inside English. We're going to go 4 rails. Let's go. Hit it. It takes 2 to make things go right. Hit it. I don't know. I don't like that. Nope. Nope. Now, Dustin gets redemption. Do not slow roll this, Dustin. Off the side rail, the end rail, and back out for the 8. The reason why I like that 4 rail shot there, Taylor, and you could set it back up next time, is because that running inside English creates a bunch of energy on the cue ball. And so it helps. You needed energy to get them back around. And so if you have that energy, you can just sweep the ball in and let the spin and the angles work for you. All right. Governor called. And he gave you the reprieve. All right. So your zone's the same on the 9. Nothing's changed. Yep. Find your zone. Yep. 1, 2. He just found his 2/3 zone where he likes it. And now he's going to hit. You basically want to be kind of where the dot is, like the rack dot, because you don't want to be super far away. You don't want to be, so you kind of want to like thick, maybe less thick and maybe just more spin and kind of flick some spin on it to send it towards the spot with the cue ball. And you'd rather, if you're above the 9, ooh, well, this is a great shot because if he makes it, he's got an automatic shape angle. I love it. It's perfect. That was great. That was an example of shoot the tougher shot and have the automatic shape to win the game versus shooting a shot and playing shape and then having to play. See, if he just makes this 15, he has shape on the 8. He got shape by making the tougher shot instead of playing shape and then having to make another shot for shape on the 8. So he just played shape once on a tougher shot, if that makes sense. That's excellent. He's up 2-0. So Taylor was perfect there with his decision to shoot that ball. Dustin's probably looking to punch a hole through the 8 pool sign. No, I'm just kidding. He's relaxed. He's not upset. He missed a couple 8s back to back, and that's not fun, but he'll figure his way through it. That's the fun of playing, right? You go through the hard stuff. Dustin, I've talked to him enough. He's a Cam Haynes guy. I'm a Goggins guy. We connect in the world of doing hard shit. So my guy is on the stream doing hard shit, missing 8 balls, which is not easy, and he'll learn from it. And this is just part of the growth process. So, it's awesome. Whether or not, hey, Doc Hutch, yeah, first set. Tay Tay's up 2-1. Perry's on it. So whether or not he makes the 8, whether he makes the 8 or doesn't make the 8, or wins tonight or loses tonight, it's all pretty irrelevant because the relevant thing is that Dustin's a bad MFer and he lost, and he said the exact 2 words that you want to hear when someone books a loss. Let's go. Do it again. Those are 2 sets of 2 words. Let's go. Let's do it again. 4 words. Run it back. 3 words. Find me an opponent. 3 words. Like that's exactly it, right? So this is just data gathering. And once he got the data, there goes his cue, timber, carbon, doesn't matter. Once he gathered the data, he was just like, all right, we'll do it again. And so the data he's gathering this time, there's a couple little nuanced things that I brought up. And then there's, he might have to do some work with his pre-shot routine and getting set and centered on a ball. And so that when he's shooting a game ball that he's ready to shoot it. I don't like solids here, and I think stripes is a tough opener off the ball if he's looking at shooting it off the 12. Um, I don't I don't think I'd do that. I think I'd shoot the 13, 14. I would shit, man. I don't know. I mean, yeah, and then the 12, right? By just moving the 3 slightly, and then I'd try to get on that 11, 15, all that. So it's like the 11, 15 are tricky. The 14, 12 is tricky. Everything's kind of tricky, right? So now he's got too much angle. He's realizing it. He's got too much angle on these balls because he doesn't want to run to the 6, and now he's to the 10 ball, right? And now things are a little bit weird. Because now if you're going to do this, you're going to go get the 9 next? I don't know. Okay, well, that works. Okay, all right. That works. So now I would go 15, not 11, because I don't want to run to the 6. So 15 keeps me away from hitting the 6. That's kind of the run out thing that I teach is don't touch any balls if you don't have to, or only touch them intentionally when you're going to make contact with a ball that's other than the object ball. So I'd shoot the 15 and slide it with spin and get away. Um, but then that 6 is like a beach ball, right? To try to get away from it after with the 11 ball. So it's a problem. This is like a really good example of why congestion matters in pool. This 6 ball is going to give him fits potentially. So he's trying to solve for that issue. Even though these balls both go, that 6 ball is a problem. Yeah. And then running into a ball is a problem because that kind of changed a couple things. But see that 11 out there by itself with that 6, that 6 is the killer. It makes coming up table really difficult. So now he's going to do the shot we talked about, run into the 3. But then he's got a problem at the end of the game, which is how does he get from the 9 to 11, the 11 to 9, and get the 8? So that was unnecessary roughness, 5-yard penalty. I think he just needed to nudge the 3 to get shape on the 12. So hitting it really hard, it wasn't gonna do what he needed, I don't think. Okay, so the question is, does the 7 go past the 8? So the 7 must go past the 8, and then that makes sense. Shoot this, clean up these 2, shoot the 7. You could shoot the 2-1-6-3-8. I mean, you could shoot the 1-6-2-8. I don't really like the 2 as a key ball. I like the 6 as a key ball because it's easier. Because right where the 1's at, it leaves you a perfect angle to hit the 6 and come right back up table for the 8. Whereas the side pocket key balls, they get a little dicey because you have to be straight on them to not go flying around the table. But anyways, here we go. He's got ball in hand. He's going to clean up this problem first. And he's already in trouble because he's on the rail. So now he's going to have to shoot a ball that's very helpful to him, the 2 ball. And now he's going to have more cue ball movement to go from ball to ball and clear out these balls. So how would you get from here? I guess you'd have to go down to this, maybe. See, the problem is to go from the 4 to the 3 is not as easy as going from like the 1 to the 3, or the 1 to the 4, or the 6 to the 3, or the 6 to the 4. So you don't want the 2-1s. You don't want the 2-1-6 or the 6-1-2 Minneapolis off the table, and have these last three on this zone as your last three. But it might end up that way. It looks like it's going to end up that way. Now he's going to shoot the six, and he's probably going to shoot the one. See, now I like shooting the six, coming back for the three, because then the three leads you for a nice angle to hit the one and go right to the four. And then the four leads to the seven and the eight. And I don't like shooting the key ball next to the eight like that, but we're sort of just doing what we can with what the layout we have in the moment, right? So, yeah, here we are. So Tay Tay has got some issues, right? He's got some issues. Okay, I'd shoot the nine and bump the 11, especially if the eight goes. You're kind of in a spot where there's really no great safeties because he's got the six ball in front of the pocket. Um, you know, anything down on the end rail kind of leaves something. So I just shoot this nine and just kind of sweep. I think that's what he's looking at, sweeping towards the 11-6, trying to get a shot. I feel like Doc Holliday in Tombstone. I got a chest cold or something. And Jolie says something about friends, and I say, I don't have a lot of friends. Is that what he says? Something. There's a lot of poignant scenes in Tombstone. Anyways, whatever. 5-yard penalty. Hey, crazy. What's up? All right, Jared. Big Jared had a good match last night against Benny. So now he's checking out his friend Tay Tay. Man, Tay Tay, the pocket's got your number. Okay. I'd like the seven out. I don't care. I want the seven out of there. And everything else can work. Like literally any ball on the table is a key ball as long as we get the seven out. Yeah, if you want to be a super nit, you could push this Q and just die right next to the eight, a half ball past, and not leave a shot on the 12, just in case you miss it. That's pretty nitty. But he's going into a half a pocket. That's what, that's why I talk about shit like that, because you got ball in hand and you lose the game, right? So you could say, well, you're such a nit. Why would you shoot a shot and the way you shoot it? And I'd say because I refuse to lose a game this way with ball in hand. So Dustin, if you're gonna shoot that seven, you got to just get the cue ball a half a ball past the eight so that he's blocked on the three, but you still have the six, the one to shoot after, because this is no good. That's a, I'm not saying he's going to win from here, but that was a game losing shot with ball in hand. See, I don't know what he's doing. If he's banking it or cutting it. If he's cutting it, I think it just sort of misses the eight, comes down close to the scratch, and two rails back out to center. So you don't need to even put a bunch of English on this. Any, if anything, no, you can't hold it for that. It's too thin unless you bank it. It might be too close to cut, like too thin. So maybe he's going to bank it. I don't know. Banking it is a tough proposition to get shape. Cutting it is way better. Yep. Well, if you can do that, then just do that. That's a great shot, Taylor. I mean, beautiful shot. Honestly, it was thinner than it looked, and he hit a perfect shot. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a great set of pool. You know, it's really good. I like it. It really is a different Taylor that was on the stream last time, and it's good. He's composed. Things are good. Dustin's doing fine. There's nothing. Nothing that Dustin's doing that's bad. None of these guys are doing anything bad. It's just it's good pool. They're playing good, and I like what I'm seeing. It's way more relaxing when when I can watch the decisions, and I like the decisions, right? Because they're typically, higher percentage, and they're thought out, and they're executed. Meaning, like, you can see them design the shot, you can see them take their time, think it through, and then try to execute. And when I can watch their thought process, and I can see more and more of the principles that I'm trying to work with them on come out in their game, it's fun. It's more fun. It's more exciting. It's more interesting. It's far less stressful for me. I don't know. Just get, I just I get so emotional doing this. If you've ever watched these, I'm super tame tonight because A, I'm a little bit sick. B, I'm not losing my voice, but I gotta be careful because I have like this little dry thing. And then C, these guys are working on their game, and they're utilizing the things that we're working on, right? And I can see it in their game. So it's really rewarding for me to see. I feel good for them, happy for them. Okay, I I like solids. I think you go the 3-1. Three goes right down for the one, three in the corner, one in the other corner, and then just come out for that 7-6, and then just figure your pattern, you know? I think the four needs to go before the five. So 3-1, and then I'd come out, and I'd probably shit. Huh. Okay. Well, the 5-4 kind of works for the eight, but I'm trying to figure out how do I get on the 5-4 the easiest. And it's like, well, the two doesn't go to the four nice because that's like a stunny sort of traffic shot. And it's tight. The 5-4 is tight. If you don't have the right angle on the four, you could be in problems. So really what I'd want to do is somehow, some way shoot the 3-1, 4-5, and then finish out the rack from there. Because then you go 7-6-2 and the eight's there. But it's like, I don't know if you can do that. Definitely the 3-1 needs to go first, then you need to get on that 4-5 figured out quick. Okay. Depending on where his cue ball is, I would give deep consideration to drawing this thing out for the four next. But he looks pretty locked in on what he's doing, so we'll see what pattern he chose. This four is a problem, so he's going to shoot the one. He was locked on the six. Okay, so I'm assuming he's going. What is he going to do? 6-2-5? Yeah, 6-2-5. But see that 7-4-8 is a little dicey. It's not impossible. It's just, it's congested. See, I'd liked the kind of like the 6-2-5 ending if the five goes past the eight. Or if the five didn't, I'd want to go seven, or I'd want to go 4-5, like 7-6-2-8, right? Because when you're playing position on the eight, when it's this type of layout, those balls that are near the eight, those are kind of the worst key balls. The six is better. The two is better. Um, well, the five, if it goes by the eight, is better. The four is kind of the worst one, and the seven's not great because there's a lot of congestion with the 10 and the 12. So on the other side, those are good key balls. So we're just kind of looking at patterns. We're talking patterns. So let's see what he comes up with. Okay. I don't know what he was doing. On a draw. Maybe he was trying to get on the 4 there and kind of leaving the 7 as a backup ball. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we're going to try to hit the 5. This is a little dicey because you could hit the 8. Depends on how thick you hit this ball. You got to hit it thick. You know? Well, ironic, he got the cue ball in the exact same spot, but worse. Okay. See, that's the problem I was saying. The cue ball movement and the 4, and it's like you got to have a good angle on it. And I'm not like, oh, I told you so. I'm just saying, like, okay, well, I'm glad that he was trying to get it out of there, and it was important. It's just, it's tough, you know. It's just tough to do. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I don't know. This is tricky. He's got to push this one through and thread the needle for shape and not hit the point. Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot to take on. Well, no, now Dustin's in a great spot, right? He's got 6 open balls. He's got the 5 and the 7 are tight, kind of, congested, right? The 5 goes, now it blocks. The pocket's blocked. There's a combo, but it's off angle. The 5 kind of needs to get made between the 10 and the 8. So as long as we don't leave the cue ball there, we're probably pretty good. Um, so I think, um, if you're going to shoot a ball and try to run out, just pick a shot you can make and try to control the cue ball. So if the 15 is an easier ball, try to stay away from like glancing and scratching. If the 14 ball's a shot, then shoot the 14, but where's your cue ball? It's like you just don't want to get pinned against the 11 or get down on the end rail. So you're drawing this, which can work. It's good. Okay. I'm okay with that. He pocketed it, which is good. Um, but now we have to solve for the 10-12 dilemma, right? And I think we shoot the 11 and come across the table, 1, 2 rails, and go by where his chalk is, right? So it's pretty natural to push it in, and right where his hand is where he wants the cue ball to hit. So if you hit this 11 with a high ball, or you could draw 2 rails off the 9 to the 3rd rail, but I think if he hits this one with a high ball, it should come down to about 2 to 3 diamond range on this side of the table to leave yourself a shot on the 10 or the 12. And I would push my chips in because it's already coming down table to just get on the 10. Okay. So he hit that a little low and dragged it, but I think that angle was fine to push high. You could even put a little check on it, like inside, and you could have checked it across for the 10 and the 12. And actually, I would have went for the 12 now that I think about it, even if I had to float. Like, I would have much rather floated for the 12 and the 15 to try to get rid of the 12, because then I could get rid of the 12, shoot the 15, the 9, the 10, and the 8. Or get rid of the 10, shoot the 9 as a key ball. That goes back nice for the 8, too. Okay. I guess the whole point is that these congested balls are not great down here, the 12 and the 10, and I'd want to get on them right away. And if this 15 is blocked by this 10, this is a problem. If he's got to shoot this 15 in the other pocket, this is a big problem. But the good side of it is he might invert it inadvertently or potentially possibly on purpose play a safety here, 2-way shot. Yeah, he's going to call the 15. He's going to smooth it at a soft speed so that he leaves for the 12. But he also, if he misses, he's aware that he could block the pocket and maybe even block those 2 balls with the 10. So it kind of depends on how he hits it, how thick he hits it, and if he hits any spin to kind of hold the cue ball from going down table past the 10. Kind of depends what he does for an English and speed and spin, but we'll see what he does. Yeah. So he tried to do what I described, and think there was a way to do that where you hit thickness to control that cue ball and use just a tiny little bit of wipe spin where he kind of did a bunch on the cue ball with spin and things, and then it caused that ball to miss pretty wide, right? So that's one where you can kind of go off the natural angle, Dustin, and try to totally figure out thickness and try to guide the shot better into your zone so you're up above instead of below, because the reason why your cue ball is so low here and left this opportunity is because you hit it so thin. So if you would have stuck with the thickness and hit it to the thicker part of the pocket, um, it would have had some better opportunities for a better outcome. Okay, so I think he's playing safety here, which I don't love if he ties these up. Yeah, I don't love that. I don't love that at all. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's tied up, but I don't know. It's tight. Yeah, it's like your balls are in a worse position than Dustin's right now. Because see, Dustin's all are spaced out, and you have congested. Like you have to break that five out. He doesn't have to break anything out. He's sort of like in a really good control spot right now. He really is. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got good opportunities to do. I don't know. I mean, you could shoot the 12, and if you kind of hit it right, you could leave an angle on the 15 by just rolling forward a few balls. And then you could shoot the 15 and sweep over to the 5 and get shape on the 8. I think you're just putting them on the end rail, or you're trying to do that's fine. I mean, I get it. You're just sort of doing a little bit of a blocking thing. Now, if I'm Taylor, I'd come down and push this 7 off the 5 off the 7 and put the cue ball to where he's in a tough spot. I don't really, he's trying to get behind the 7 and the 5, but I'd say that has got about a 5% chance of happening. He's got a 100% chance of hitting this 5 into this 7 and leaving Dustin really tough on the 12. Um, like pinned on the end rail, maybe on top of the 7. There's all kinds of cool stuff. See, this didn't, yeah. I just, the only good thing about that shot, okay, is that the 8 ball's tied up. But we're still in that spot where Dustin's not in any jeopardy. He doesn't have to, there's no natural breakout for the 2 ball. There's plenty of spots where he can put you, Tay Tay, that are not going to leave you a breakout. And if he wants to go for it, he can push his cue ball up table and kind of have a free shot like that, right? Because there's really nothing. If that 2 ball's blocked by that 10, you're kind of yeah, you don't really have have anything to do here. Now we're in the same spot. It's like I get it. The 7 looks like it breaks out the 5, which it does, but the cue ball's got to be way down there. So how you either have to pocket your ball and get the cue ball down there for that breakout position, or you could just break them out now and try to leave them super tough, right? Like if you push this 5 into the 7, that 5 will glance off the 7 and go over and block the 8 right there. And that 7, they'll split. And that 7 will split and go towards the 15. So I like this shot that you're looking at right now and leaving him pinned on the end rail, making him shoot the 12. Okay. And part of it is, you know, leaving somebody jacked up on the end rail is pretty good. And you got a chance for 2 good things to happen there and there. Okay. Yeah. See, you didn't get the 7 on the 15, but you got the 5 on the 8. So I'm going to give you a gold effing sticker for that, Taylor. That was a great shot. He might not win because if he shoots this fifth, but see, he'd have to shoot the 15. Well, if he shoots the 12 and gets on the 10, see, it just doesn't really go anywhere. See, he's shaking his head because he knows I'm not going anywhere with my cue ball. I'm going to get straight flat on the rail on the 15, or I'm going to be hooked on the 2 for the 10. So Taylor hit a great shot, and that's why I keep talking about you don't have to hook them. You just have to put them in a tough spot. Taylor put our boy in a very difficult spot. He's got to come with some magic right now. Let's see what he does. Looks like he's lining up for it. Yep. And I'm not saying that Dustin doesn't have the magic because Bro's got the magic, right? But he had to come with the magic to have a chance to win the game. So now he's got to be careful that he doesn't get the cue ball in the same position. He's going to want to roll this 10 in, and he basically wants the cue ball right on the line where that dot is, where you rack. If you drew a line from the 15 to the 10, that's the line that he wants to be on, or maybe a little above it, like halfway but to where the 2 is and the 10 is. And then he'll just chop across, be able to miss the 7, chop across, and get on the 8. Now he's going to go to Showtimeville. He's going to draw this cue ball, and he's going to snatch it back, and he's going to play the 10 ball in the corner and the 8 ball in the opposite corner. This is a lot to do. That's the downside, right? I get it. I get it. If he got shape, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my Uncle Dustin. If you got shape, it would have been great, but that was too much to ask. You could have just smoothed in the 10, chopped across, avoided the 7. And let's say, Dustin, that the 8 ball was right there and that cue ball was frozen to that second diamond. You would love that shot because that's about what you would have on instead of this kick. Just kidding. No, but that's what I'm saying. Simple, simple, simple. Find an easy path instead of doing too much, right? Okay. So now if I'm Tay Tay, I probably take this 5 and just pinch it and then hook him. Yep. Get ball in hand and then run out the 3 balls. Yep. So just cut off the angle. Don't give him a nice kick and don't do too much with the 5. And don't foul. Don't foul. Oh no. Diaz, no. Tay Tay, no. Well, that is what we call in the business a third hinge finger safety. That's that's how you hit that shot. I'll show you that one, Taylor. I've probably showed it to you, but I'll show it to you again. You use your fingers on that shot. You have no wrist, no elbow, no forearm. It's just fingers and accelerate. It's a tiny little flicky stop shot that I teach constantly on the channel and with lessons. And that is why, that shot is why. Because if you have too long of a stroke, you decelerate and you yip just like that. You don't even get a rail. So I don't know if he's trying to break this out. I don't think he needs to break it out. He might though. Okay, well he did. And now he's banking. I would have went down and examined whether I could have back cut that 8 because I had ball in hand. I could have just feathered down and not had to come up with this end game, but that's okay. Fuck, I'm like a told you so guy. No, I'm just kidding. We're just talking. All right, knock this one in, Big D. Uh-oh. That was a little wet sponge. I agree, bro. I agree. That was a wet sponge. Meaning it looked like he hit it with a wet sponge instead of a pool cue. Womp, 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 womp. All right. No, Diaz, no. Trying on the 15 with his ambitious. That's right. I am a proud papa. Daddy's very proud right now, guys. All right. Well, this is some shit, right? Rail first. I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna rail first this shit into the 7 because the 2 balls a beat is like a huge insurance ball. So I'm gonna go side rail, 5 ball thick. Okay, thick because I want it to spin and catch and run into the 7. So I'm gonna thick the 5 to catch the 7 and open it up. Thick, thin. That's thin. Thick, we hit that 7. Tay Tay. Thick, we hit that 7. Thin, we miss the 7. Thick, we win. Thin, we might lose. Because now you're in a pickle. A big pickle. Well, this is a defensive shot. Totally. He's going to cut the 7 into the 8, which will put the 8 on the end rail, and he's going to put the cue ball back up table. This is a interesting shot. Oh no. He didn't do that. He just left that 8 ball in the corner. I don't know. It's not like it's a hanger. It's not bad. I actually like my shot. Just play the 8 ball into the center and put your 7 ball in front of the pocket. So you turn the table over, and that one I could set back up and do as an end game thing for you guys. I don't. What's he? Okay. One time, Big Daddy. Nice, Dustin. Nice. I'm gonna go tell Taylor. You want me to show you the shot?
The what?
The shot you just had?
Which one?
Could you have the? You got the 8 ball? Yeah. The 8 ball was blocking, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was
So you had the 2 ball here, right? So what I liked was coming in like this, hitting this here, and coming back up here like this, because you end up turning out the game like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then you leave in the bank.
Yeah.
I liked it. I'm like, you looked and you were drawing it up, and I'm like, I think that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
And
I saw if I could get it here, maybe I could pin him right up on the 8. And just,
yeah.
It's touchy. It's super touchy.
I thought it was funny with the short side of the 8. Like, short side, 2 inches up.
Short side of the 8, yeah. I was thinking more like that type of shot, and then getting the cue ball out of the way. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you go like this, where you got both your balls in front of the pocket. So I was gonna do.
You should have just done some sort of safety before. Do you like just ripping it and see it?
You know what? I was calling it and I said, he's got to hit this thick. If he hits it too thin, he'll miss it.
Yeah.
So you have to hit really thick on the 5 and totally go for it.
Yeah.
Because that's your insurance ball.
Yeah.
I just would have hit it thicker and softer.
Okay.
That's it. Because you hit it too hard and too thin, so you killed your angle and you had like blast action going.
Yeah.
So if you hit it thick and smooth, it comes around really quiet, you know?
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah.
It's cool. I was like, I'm just going to go for this.
You having fun? Dude, you're the man. Your family's watching. They're all saying hi. They all say hi. Or they're all rooting for you. Yeah. Taylor's got Jared on his side, though.
He'll always have my back.
That's right. Jared's got your back. So no, this is fun. This is awesome. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Maddie. All right, just had to go out there and show him the shot. All right. That's what Yay Pool is, honestly. Yay Pool is being able to walk out in the middle of a match and show these guys the shots without them being upset or angry or, defensive. It's pretty awesome. That's right. Hey, okay, Jared. The first few streams when I just talking smack and telling us how bad we were. Well, that's because you were. Now you're not. You're doing great. So, yeah, man. I told you we've come a long way. We've come a long way. It's fun. It's fun to watch this. It's a Shark Tank, man. You guys are all fighting each other and you're all getting better. And I'm just saying, it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay. The nice thing about solids is insurance balls. You got the 4 and you got the 6 and you got the 2. They're all in front of the hole. Okay. The bad thing about solids is the 5 and the 7. Good things about stripes is they're pretty open. Okay. And you only have one breakout on the 9, but you don't have a lot of insurance because the uh, the 13 and 10 they're not really hanging and they kind of congest each other. So if you shot the 12 and then went off the 13 to the 9, well, there's not a lot of insurance balls. It's not like there's a 4 and a 6 hanging in the pocket. So the problem is you'd want to shoot right now you're on the 13, you could break in the 9, but you still got to come back and deal with the 12. So it's like, well, maybe peel the 12 off and then shoot the 13 and the 9, but there's just no good insurance balls. So, all right. So step 1, you got that. You kind of left yourself a little flat. Yeah, you kind of see it now too. You'd like to have been back, another 3 inches with more angle on this 13. So now you're gonna have to kind of manipulate to get through to the 9 and pound it because it's kind of flat. And that's what can happen. Womp 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 womp. But good news is, looky looky, we got another shot at it, right? And yeah, we got another shot at it. We just don't really have a good insurance ball, so we kind of want to hit the 7 instead of the 9 here, because if we hit the 9, we could get stuck behind all these balls. But we're sort of in a spot where we have to do it, and we missed it. All right, now I shoot the 11 off the 4 and use the 4 to break it. Maybe. I don't think it's going to get there. Nah. I shoot the 11 off the 4 and then I break it out off the 14. That's the best I can do. Yep, right there, and then shoot the 14 down into the 7-9. I guess that's all you can do right now. You kind of took your shots. You were ripping. You were trying to run and rip and run. This is great, Dustin. Like, it's awesome. It's just you get into these spots, man. So let's just make sure we make this ball and leave a little bit of an angle on that 14. So nope, no rail either. Foul. It's foul. Yep, on hand. So now Taylor's deal is they're open. We're running them. We got to get rid of that 7. Break it. So we need to get the 7 broken out. I don't know. Draw it off the ball next up in front of it there. If he's down in front, Taylor. I'm trying to see what's going on. I mean, you definitely could draw into it because the ball in hand straight in, snap draw shot, and you got the 2 as a backup if you can't get on the 7. So I think that's what I'd do. Might be able to shoot the 7 in the corner that he's blocking and leave for the 3. I think I like running out here though, Taylor. I don't know what you're doing. Are you playing a safety? I mean, I don't hate it if you shoot the 4 into the 11. I've seen worse shots. But I think that 2 goes up to that 4 pretty nice, and the 4 can even go to the 8. So I don't like shooting anything down here. I'd like to get that 7 out before I do anything. Okay. I guess he was thinking of the 4. I'm still kind of curious what he's going to do with the 7. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if he was thinking about going the 4 across to the 7. I mean, he might have thought about that. Guess we'll see what he's going to do after the 4. Yeah, that's what he was trying to do. that was tricky. Ambitious, as they say. Well, might shoot the 2 and try to get at that again. It's not great. Yeah, I mean he's got some issues, right? Is he gonna try to come back down for it now? Like knock into the 3 on the 7? Yeah, just kind of killed without that energy. Well, shoot the 6 and knock into the 7 now. Don't give up, Taylor. 6 ball. See, the 6 is a really nice angle to come into the 7. Nope. You want that 5 there. You already have the angle on the 6. This is no good. That didn't work. Yeah. Okay. Well, the 6 there would have slid right up that rail and broken out that 7. So you'll look it back and be like, oh, doop, 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 dope. Whoops. So now, still not over. Still plenty of pool left. So how thin is the 14 into the 11? Because if we can just drag the 14 with some spin to get into that 7-9, we could shoot the 14 into the 11 and spin into those 2 balls. That could happen. It's a lot easier because breaking it off the 12 is a lot flatter, so there's a lot less cue ball energy. You got to hit a lot harder. And if you just break it off the 14 as your last ball, there's no insurance and you can't guarantee you're going to have an angle. Meaning, if he would have hit my shot, chances are the 14 would have still been on the table somewhere that was accessible if you broke out the 9 and didn't get a shot. That's it. That's why I like breaking it out right away. Like I always say, clear your trouble first. And the reason why is because your percentages go up the more balls you have on the table. Because now he has 1 ball that's going in the pocket and 1 ball left on the table instead of 2 balls to get shape on. So now he's got a lower percentage chance because of that, right? So, all right, Taylor's got his mind made up. And what is it? He looks like he's getting ready to shoot pretty fast. I wonder if he's playing a safety. Gonna hook him on the 8. Yeah, I mean, what he did there that was interesting is that I'm talking very interesting, okay? Taylor just did something that I've been teaching on the channel, which is he left a ball. He left him on the 14 and said, "Go ahead and shoot it in. It's not going to break anything out. It's not going to help you." And so he is safe right now. He didn't have to hook him to play safe. He is actually safe. Dustin would have to hit the biggest Hail Mary shot in the world for this to work out, meaning tons of spin, tons of like perfect button pushing in order for this thing to like stun run through check and slide dipsy doodle into the 9. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if he can do it. Yeah, see, I mean, there was so much shit going on there. And now that it was just really hard, it was hard to make the ball and manufacture that breakout. So, Taylor, gold sticker. Yeah, I don't mind hitting the combo here. Just getting this 5 ball off the rail, that's all. Whether you have to stun it or roll 2 rails forward or draw back a few inches, I just don't want to be on the side rail. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the problem. I The other problem is now because he drew back too far, that 3 ball is going to go to the side rail and the cue ball is going to go to the end rail. So he's going to have a difficult time getting shape. Where if that cue ball was down like 3 more inches parallel to the 3, then he could just shoot the 3 and get position. This one's going to be tougher. He's going to have to hit it. Instead of get position when he makes it, he's going to have to make it and play position. So we'll see how that goes. Right? See, he's kind of jacked up and doing some stuff. Just the more complexities that happen on a combo, okay, well, shows you what I know. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Excellent. I take it all back. I sleep in my car. That's an oldie but a goodie. After a match, I tell this story every stream. After a match, Earl Strickland lost. And they're interviewing him. And he said, well, he's a better player than I am. He's a better human being than I am. And I deserve to sleep in my car tonight. So Taylor is a better human being. And I deserve him to sleep in my car for messing up the commentary on that combo. Whoa. Okay. Okay. You want to draw right back to where it is. Yep. You don't need to be straight. Just need to be back towards center. That works. And then you're just going to stun draw out to center again. You don't need any outside English, nothing to help it. You just need to not go forward with the cue ball. And just come back towards where your hand's at. Yeah, good shot. Wiped its feet. That was a close one. I thought he missed it. All right, what's the score? Who's got 1? Who's got 1? Who's got 2? Who's got 0? What's the score? I can't remember who won the first game. I'm really not super into the score here. I'm just watching pool, right? 2-0. But we are interested because we got green chips on the line here, so yay. Yay everything. So yay pool, yay everything. That's good. Okay. So now Dustin's up 2-0. We're going to looking like we could get into that third set. That'd be pretty crazy. All right, let me check. Anyone here? Got any cult lurkers? Shout out to all the Josh Burbul Pool Club online. Well, it looks that way, Jared. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's looking that way. But anything can happen, right? Taylor can storm back. But yeah, I got the Josh Burbul Pool cult that are the channel members on YouTube that follow my training principles and videos and PDFs and layouts and live mic'd up stuff and podcasts. All my podcasts now I do driving podcasts. Basically, I just drive around and try to share kind of like approach stuff and different elements of what I'm trying to teach. I go into more detail driving around. So those are all for private members too. So, but we have lurkers that are, we have like about 105, 110 range of people that do that monthly. And I would say that 85, 90% of them lurk. I'd say there's probably 15 or 20 like active people in the comments and stuff. And then 80% are lurkers. Lurking and learning. Yep. Stories from the road. That's right. Stories from the road. Get out of here, Jared. Stories from the road. I love that dude. He's the best. I'm the worst. He's the greatest. All right. Anyways, enough fucking advertising to join the cult. All right. The 13, I'd want to get out of there. I'd love to come across and get rid of it sooner rather than later. I don't like it as my key ball. Yeah, I get these balls down here are trouble. But imagine if that 13 was gone and the cue ball was kind of where it is on the 12 with this type of angle, even if the cue ball was back another 4 feet, you could just push down right by the 4, shoot the 14, shoot the 9, get on the 8, Bob's your uncle, right? So if that 13 was gone, this game would have a very good chance of ending right now, but because it's there, it's going to have a chance to continue on. Because part of what happens, I like what he did there. That was really nice. He used the 4 to stop his rock. I've talked about that a lot on training videos. You intentionally run into balls to play position. So the issue he's going to have here is that he's got a lot of pressure on himself to finish this rack. Because if the end of the rack was 14-9-8, it's far easier than 14-9-13, right? Now he's under like a lot of pressure to hit yeah, he's shaking his head. See, and that's what I'm saying. The reason why we want to choose to get rid of these difficult balls first is because we don't want to be in a spot where we got 2 balls left, we got an unnatural angle, and we're shaking our head because we don't know how to get back on our last ball before the 8. I'm not being harsh. I'm just saying that is the thing. So now he's going to have to push this thing through into the thick part of the pocket. Well, he could come up here like that. I would probably force the cue ball back and shoot that 13 ball past the point. I don't know. People don't like to shoot past the point when it's frozen. I don't mind as much. He's going to have to find position here. And that was a foul, I think. Yeah, he chipped it and double hit it, it looks like. Hard to say if they're going to call that. Okay, I mean, that's hard to call as a foul, right? You almost need instant replay. All right, but like I said, the 13's a terrible ball to have on the table. So, okay, well, this is how we get into that like 6-2 position, 7-1 position. So it's good. I mean, Dustin can watch this back, and he's a great player. He's got everything, all the tools he needs. It's just which balls to shoot in which order and which balls to clear out first is super critical because we want to avoid this. Yeah, you hit the 8 first. So the biggest thing is to get rid of this 1, 2, 3, basically, honestly. Because the 4, 6, 5 is the end game. So yeah. So then the whole thing is how do we get to the 4, 6, 5 end game, right? You got to get rid of the 1, got to get rid of the 2 and the 3 and the 7, and we got to end up with our cue ball more towards the 6. So All right. Yeah. Yeah, I think he missed the shape on the 2. I think he went too far. Yeah, this is not the best. I mean, you can shoot the 6-5, but that congestion there is a problem. Oh, you playing a safety? Oh, I wouldn't do that, Taylor. I'd run out. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, I can get on board with it. Okay, I'm on board. I take it back. It's fine. It's fine. The only downside is he can chip that ball right there. If he misses the 8 and hits right past the point, he can chip this ball in front of that pocket, down in the left corner pocket, our left corner pocket here. And I mean, he could potentially make it, I think, honestly, if he hits right by the side pocket and just sweeps that ball down. And if he doesn't make it, he could kind of make your life tough. I don't know. I don't like shooting it here in this corner because there's no shape on the 8. The way I'm shooting it in the other corner, you actually have a chance to get shape on the 8. See how it wanted to go towards that pocket over there by the 4, and your cue ball is going to give you shape on the 8. I think he was playing it. Yeah, the it's no big deal. That's the shot I was designing, so it's okay. All right, now you just gotta figure it out, right? You shoot the 1, you shoot the 7, you could shoot the 2. You know, these are kind of off angle. He's looking at all the options. I think the 1 and just knocking into the 2 could kind of work because you could get a shot on the 7 or the 5, right? And the pocketing's easiest on the 1, I think, right? What you don't want to do is shoot a shot and leave the 13. That's all. So whatever you're going to shoot here, you better be making it, right? Because everything you're going to shoot is going to leave the cue ball up into a zone where you can make the 13. So if you're going to shoot the 7, you just better be confident you can make it. Otherwise, you might want to shoot another safety. Because you just don't want to like randomly shoot the 7 and miss it and leave the 13-8 and be in the third set. Okay? That's good. So he hit it at a pace where it's like, I'm going to make this some bitch, which is great. So he's flat. Think he's coming back for the 2? I'd shoot the 4 and use the third. I'd shoot the 4 and use the 13 to stop my rock. Because I don't think the 13 is going to go in front of the 1. I think it's going to go about halfway to the 1. And if you shoot anything else, it's a lot of cue ball movement. The 4 into the 13 with the cue ball is what actually lets you win the game because you don't have the cue ball movement. Yeah, coming down here, see, this is too much cue ball movement, Taylor. We're on the 4. Let's hit it to the thick part of the pocket and just kill our cue ball right off the 13, right for the 2, and go 2-1-5-8. This makes it difficult to win the game because there's a lot of cue ball movement. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying if you made the 4 and you hit the 13 and the 13 went up by the spot, the game was over. Now the game is still afoot. You know, we're still shooting a tight shot into a side pocket under pressure and creating these position shots with cue ball movement and angles and things. So there's a lot of calculating going on. Whereas if you shot the way that I had it laid out, you just shoot the 4, you stop on the 13, and it's bink, 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 and the game's over. So it's okay. You'll be fine. I got confidence in you, but we're just trying to point out where the pattern issues come in. Because see, we're flat on the 5 now. So now it's not real natural to get to the 4. We're going to have distance on the 4. So we're going to either have to force this ball and pound and draw and cheat, or we're just going to have to take a really long shot on the 4. This is a prime example, all due respect, Taylor. I'm sorry, I'm just sharing, of when people come to me and say, "Man, if I just could do better at the end of racks." And the problem is leaving this shot at the end of a rack is that's the problem, not nerves. If Taylor misses this shot, okay, I don't even care about whether he makes it or not because it's a tough shot. Like this is a totally missable shot. And the pattern that I was laying out was there was a lot of easy shots to get out. Now he's got a hard shot. So whether he makes it or misses it, it's fine. It's great he made it. Yay, pool. It's awesome. But it's just, it's too much pressure to put on yourself. Um, and we want to play relaxed and we want to have higher percentages, right? So that's all. I mean, I love that he got through it and did it. I'm just trying to say this is what I'm talking about, these patterns and why patterns are so critically important to learn. And that's why I have that Reynolds series to help people learn that the order we shoot the ball in makes a big difference. Okay, I'm gonna hit the bathroom. Unlike Jolie, I'm gonna take off my mic. All right. Let's see what Dustin's got. He's got a shot to break out the 9. Okay, he's shaking his head. Now we got to think, right? What are our chances of running out from here, percentage wise? Super low. So, what do we got to do? Let's kick behind and stick on the 12. Stick on the 10. Kick behind, save your balls. See, you're just kind of killing your soldiers, shooting off material. I know that's an advanced shot, But if you go back, Dustin, and look at it, we don't want to be shooting balls off the table because we're doing that thing that we called 6-2, right? So basically, the way to look at 8 ball is every ball in your group has a numerical value, meaning it's like it has um, like a like a value. It just does. So if you're 7 balls, let's just look at it and say they're all if it's 100%, then each ball we shoot off the table is going to knock off by 1/7 of a percent of the percent of 100. So what is it? 14. So each ball might be worth about 14%. So each ball that you pocket decreases your chances of winning the game by 14%. That's the easiest way to look at it, right? So, because now you have 4 on the table, and Taylor has 7. So he's got a higher percentage chance of winning this game because he has more material. He has more balls to break into trouble with. He has more balls to hide behind. He has more balls to reposition. It's like he has an advantage, right? So shit, man. Shoot it. You got here. Shoot it. Win the game. You're not going to get a better chance at it. It's brilliant. I love it. He has automatic shape. He just has to smooth it in. It's probably higher than 50-50 shot. He got unfortunate with his cue ball. I mean, really unfortunate, honestly. You almost got to shoot the 5 here. But that's shit. Because where's the cue ball going if you make the 7? You don't really have shape. I mean, you'd have to pound to get out off the end rail. Yeah, man, that's pretty unfortunate. I don't know if he maybe hit some draw and just drew out of the 9. I was thinking about using the 9 to play position off of. So like just hitting that bank high smooth and just clicking that 9 down table a couple inches and leaving a nice angle on the 7 to come back up table. So that's okay. A little late now. He's in a tough spot. The nice thing is, the cool thing, the awesome thing is, he hit a great shot. He chose the right shot. He executed it nearly perfectly. And he just got a little, needed one more little detail to make sure he didn't end up here, by hitting the side of the 9 versus what he did. So whatever. I mean, shit, how are you supposed to know that? It's hard to know that. So what are you doing? I'm shooting the 5. The only thing about the 5 is that it's a really tough shot and it's hard to get on a ball that you like after. So you have to make a tough shot. I don't know if it's 50-50, 60-40 his favor. I don't think it's 70-30 under these conditions. And then he's going to get another 70-30 shot, likely, if he makes it. So, yeah, see? I'm not saying see, like, ho, I told you. I just mean, like, it's a 30% shot that was going to leave another 50-50 type position, and at best. So, can Dustin keep his sheesh together? Because basically what he needs to do is get this 12 and get his cue ball back off that rail and back up towards the center our right half of the table. So he needs to get on the 15. Okay, well, you could do that. You definitely can do that. So now he's going to do the old make the 15 and either shoot the 9 or the 13. I think he's going to go 9-13 unless he really accelerates and pops. I wouldn't play to there because I wouldn't want to hit this so hard trying to pop the cue ball that I'd rattled it. So I might just settle for the 9 because it's really a stop roll pattern. It's a stop on the 15, a stop on the 9, and a stop on the 13 for a roll on the 8. See, even when he hit it hard, he's coming out flat. I think that's the most he could have got out of it. So, you know how he's kind of like shaking his head and stuff right now? I'm not making fun of him or picking on him. I'm saying when you understand the reality of the physics and the angles, then you just settle for this run out. And instead of shaking your head, you go to this run out and say, okay, snap that ball in really calm, snap this ball in really calm, snap in the 13 really calm, and put the 8 in and go on to the third set. That's it. Because we want to keep, yeah, we just want to keep our reality in check and just shoot into what is physically likely for it to happen. So we're not guessing, we're not, you know, anything. All right. So here, he just wants to clear the one ball so he's not jacked up. He doesn't want to decelerate. Perfect. It's a beautiful shot. I mean, that's a excellent shot, Dustin. Perfect shot. Hat looks great. You're so money you don't even know it, Dustin. All right. Nice set. We're into set 3. Nice. Fun. Yay. Cool. Yay, pool. All right. All I have to say is I think it's great. I think these guys are doing great. That's it. Sorry. The worst. I'm gonna mute my mic, sorry. All right. Third set. Third set's a charm. Pretty exciting. Both guys playing good. Feeling good, looking good, Mortimer. Billy Ray. Okay. Third set. Okay. Try. Okie dokie. I think I prefer stripes, but I don't know that you can get on a stripe. And the solids are runnable. It's just that the 1 and the 6, there's some congestion. And then once he slides out of the way, I think that 3's kind of trouble down there too. Yeah. So I don't like solids. I like stripes. He's so pinned. I don't really see like a great spot for anything. I'm just looking at a couple options. Could you feather off the 14 and put the cue ball down and leave him tough on something and kind of tie tie some stuff up and kind of let Tay Tay come to the table? Because I don't know that running these is like happening. Yeah, you can make the 7 and to make some balls, but I don't know running out if that's in the cards on this one. It's pretty tough. I mean, honestly, you really need to get down for that 3, um, like double time, right? That's the issue. Yeah, see, yeah, you're already sort of in a pickle, right? So you don't want to shoot your first shot and be like, now I don't know what to do next. You know, I'm not even like, again, I'm not picking on Dustin. He's the man. Everything's great. But you always have to have a reason for shooting in a ball. Like, I am shooting in this ball specifically so that I can shoot in this next shot, which specifically runs me to somewhere that I want to be. So he just kind of took solids there, right? Which is fine. That's very standard pool playing. But I don't just take groups and just start shooting like this. It's very stressful and it's very like low percentage pool. It ends up coming it ends most of the time it ends up in a 6-2 situation because he's shooting balls off the table and his three balls trapped, right? So now he's going to shoot two more balls off the table, this one and the four, okay? And his three's still trapped. So he has no angle to get on it that I can see. Now he's starting to look and hope that, oh, maybe I could get lucky and it goes by the nine, right? But it's like, you don't want to have um, 50% of your group off the table and now you're examining, right? That needs to be done before you shoot a single ball in. Just you need to be looking at that shot right there. So I'm just chiding you, Dustin, here. Lighting you on fire, bro. And this is like not a very effective way to play. Sorry. It's just it's too um it's too low percentage, right? Like you can snap back right now and just drive this some gun right into the nine. For sure you can do that. Or you could pop across and hit the five. I would draw it all the way back into the nine right now. You could do it. Like you're capable of hitting that shot and you've got a big stroke and you can hit it low. But that's the shot. You need to come down and get the three now. Because this shot's easier to come back to because you have a big stopper there with that nine. So now you're this far into the game. Let's go and snap it into the nine. Okay, let's see where your cue ball went. Yeah, it didn't quite get there. So, basically that run out that you had, that's like the way like Shane runs out at times, right? Where he just sort of shoots the balls and loosens them up. I mean, I'm picking on Shane. I'm not picking on Shane. He's great. I mean, shit, he's the greatest of all time. Okay, the reason why Shane can do that and guys that are 800 and like high 700s can play that style is because they can shoot that ball and rip into the nine and then shoot the three and get to the five and then shoot the five and draw back for the eight. I mean, if you're going to do that style of play where you're just going to start shooting balls in, you better be able to shoot like 800 pool to get out from there. It's just that's what I'm trying to say. And so what I teach on the channel is how to run out playing 500 pool when you're nervous on a stream because that's how I run out balls and that's the patterns that I pick. And that's why I run a ton of racks when I play league or when I do videos and things is because I'm picking patterns so that I don't have to do anything spectacular because I don't want to have to play spectacular pool. I don't want to be, I want to have angles and I want to have stop roll patterns and I want to have easy peasy stuff where I'm just kind of bunting shit in and running out. Right? I don't want to have to pound and hit the balls hard um, and do that kind of a thing, Taylor. I'm just trying to push the ball in really quiet. So when you watch me play, it's like it's very quiet most of the time. Like it's just not a lot of those types of shots going on because I'm really kind of more interested in doing stuff very simple, very quiet. Just kind of like a couple strokes and push the ball in, couple strokes draw the ball, couple strokes stun the ball, kind of flick this in, go to the next shot, have a good angle. That's kind of what I'm trying to teach you guys. Because when we start moving our cue ball around, womp 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 womp. Yep. Now, because of where the 13's at, I would shoot the three into the pocket by the eight with a 45-degree angle, and it was going to chase right past the eight and go right with an angle on the five. So then all I have to do is hit a stun shot across to get on the six. right? Because if I'm going to shoot a stun shot across to get on the 6 from the 5, I'd rather not. I'd rather have the game over, right? And I don't want to be. Well, I see what he's doing here. I don't like this. Because he's going to have to go up with a lot of cue ball movement. He's going to have to come down and get an angle on the 3 to go up and get an angle on the 5 so that he can draw back for an angle on the 8 or a straight in shot on the 8. I think if he shoots the shot, he rolls in the 3. If he gets a flat enough angle, he could just roll the cue ball across for the 6 and shoot in the 8. Okay. This is where I would say I rest my case. Why am I talking like that? I miss my kid Ari. He used to do that when he was a kid. He would do the, oh, are you gonna do this? This is crazy town. This is crazy town. I like what he's doing. He's playing his cue ball to leave a tough shot, and he's trying to put the 3 in front of the pocket. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Actually, I don't think I like it because I think he's got a big enough stroke where he could have hammered that 5 and drawn back for the 3 down the end rail. Because the problem is not that he gave anything up. The problem is look at his position of his ball. His 5 is on a side rail. See, Taylor's looking to hook him right now. He's either going to take a free roll and shoot the 14, or he's going to just play safe on the 10 and leave him nothing. I think he's going to play safe on the 10 and not leave him anything. He'll leave him a bank on the 5, but that doesn't lead to the 3. So this is what he's doing. Yep. He left him nothing on the 3. He's got his balls in a great spot to end the game, and he's got no bank on the 5. So Taylor played a great shot. The return shot for the hero Dustin is to hit a soft shot and leave him behind the 8. It's very soft. It can't go and leak. It has to be thick and soft. Well, you get to the too thick of the side. Well, the only good news is, sports fans, is that 8 ball's in trouble. Other than he can get there with the 10 and the 13. So now Tay Tay's got what we call an issue. But he's got a little bit of a free shot because if he shoots this 14, the cue ball will go right down to parallel with the 5 and not leave anything but a bank. And it's possible it won't even leave a shot on the 3 if he misses. So if he hits it thick and he hits it kind of soft, he could probably sort of almost not leave a shot on either. But maybe he's not going to do that. Maybe it's going to leak out, and maybe he's trying something different. I don't like this. I mean, you could just go all in and bank the 14 and put the cue ball so that he just absolutely does not have the 3. Put the cue ball up of that top diamond up there. The other thing is if you're going to shoot the 13 and put the cue ball up there, that could work too. But I just don't want to tie the 13 up. I think he's going to chip it up past the 14. Oh no. Well, I mean, that was interesting. The problem with this is, well, there's not a huge problem. I guess he could just stick them right on the 8. That's kind of the problem here, Tay Tay. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great shot. Excellent. All right, now what do you do, Taylor? I wouldn't be pulling out any jump cues. I think I might cut the 10 in. Yeah, that 13's pretty big. Oh, he's pulling out the jump cue. I think I cut the 10 because that 13's like a sideboard. And your cue ball goes back and forth and leaves you shape for the 14. I'd cut the 10. But I'll tell you, if you jump in that 14, it looks pretty cool. I don't know how to edit highlights, but that'd be a cool highlight shot. All right, Tay Tay. Let's check it out. Oh, no. Oh, he's playing safety? Or is he cutting it? Is he kicking and sticking? Is he kicking and sticking? It's crazy. I think he's cutting it. Or is he just playing a tiny little safety? Oh, he's playing a double safety using the 10 and the 14 ball. Did he get him on the 5? That'd be crazy if he did. Be a great shot. I don't think he did, though. If he can cut the 5 in, that'd be not a very good safety. But if he's hooked on the 5 and the 3, then it's an excellent safety. I wonder if Dustin asked him, can I use your red jump cue, your propel? Tay Tay probably said, piss off, bro. Get your own. Well, he must have hooked him on the 5, otherwise he'd shoot it. Yeah, he's jumping. That's a great shot, Tay Tay. You're the man. Double Tay. You got your guy in a tough spot in the second set. Very tough spot. What are we doing? Are we kicking the 5? Rail first? Sweep the 5 in, shoot the 3, get the money. Ooh. Yeah. Looks like he thought it might go and just hit it, and it didn't go. Okay, 10 stop. 14 roll. 13 roll to the 8. Right there. Yep, you don't need to draw it. You just stop it. Okay, I like more than less angle on the 13. So I kind of like just going right on the 14 line. And basically, I want my line to be right about where the cue ball is now. I just want it over farther. But you don't want to go forward. You want to stop this, Tay Tay. You don't want a bunch of angle in the 14. I don't like where you're aiming your Q-tip. Yeah, it's too much angle. Because the reason why I say that, Taylor, is because you have the 3 ball in your distraction right now, and you might not get enough angle on the 13 because you have to go back and through, and you got to make the 14. So you hit the 3, and then you end up with this flat angle. That's why I didn't like that. I know that we like to come off rails, but the way they were sitting right there, yeah, that's fine. I like what you're doing here. You're all good. Everything's fine, Taylor. I'm just talking about refining stuff. That's all. Yeah. I'm just trying to get you to play a quieter game, use your angles a little bit better. Think your angles through a little bit better. Everything's great though. It's awesome. It's great, Taylor. Nothing messed up here. It's great. It's just the just I made a video called I'm an angle knit for the guys in the channel, and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about how to run these balls out. I'm just being real specific about my angles. Like I did not want to be flat on that key ball. I want to be able to just flick it and have tons of energy coming up table. So it's effortless. My power is effortless, right? So that's why I talk through all this stuff. I'm trying to explain to you guys. What's up? Hey, Mike Prophet. Iggy, what's up, champions? 6'2" town, yeah. Sometimes. Hey, Hoagie. Hey, I haven't seen you for a while, Hoagie. Hope you're doing all right. I'm sure you are. How's your game? Mike Profit, it's coming in tomorrow. We're gonna do border battle. Team Wisconsin Old Farts versus Team uh, Young Guns? Question mark. We got Jolie's in his 50s. We got Barry, Mark Barry, Big Bear, who's in his 60s. We got Glenn, who's in his 40s, and Colleen, who's in his 40s. So we're the young guns versus the old farts. The self-named, they call themselves the old farts. Wow, really great break. Dustin's got a hammer. Well, you got options, right? The 1 and the 7 are a little. Well, yeah, man. It's the 1 is the only thing. The 7 a little bit. Yeah, it's interesting. Stripes, I'd like to get rid of that 9, 15, 14. Oh, man. Sorry. So solids, my concern is the 1 and the 7. Stripes, my concern is kind of the 9, the 15, and the 14 more. Yeah, that's right. Because I don't know if the 15 goes by. Oh, he's putting the blue in the green chalk. 15 goes by the 2. By the way, I'm ordering chalk. There's going to be yay pool chalk. What? Yes, I'm getting a sample sent out, and it's going to be a custom chalk, and it's like the Tom chalk. I think it's made out of Vietnam. They have a factory there, but I can order custom chalks. So I'm going to have yay pool chalk for the club, and then I'll sell tubes too. So keep your eye out for the yay pool chalk, and it's a very, very, very good chalk. It's more like a Tom type of chalk. Those things are they're available now. You can get them. You can get distributors, manufacturers to sell them to you. So I'm gonna do a sample and see if it goes, if I like it. Well, if you're on the 15, it goes by the 2. You shoot the 15, 14, then you go 9. Shoot, I don't know, 13, 11, 12, something. I mean, it's just, the easiest ending is probably 11, 12, honestly. Yeah. Because imagine you ended the cue ball here and the 11, 12 there. You could roll across past the 5 and roll the 12 up for the 8. So I kind of like the 11, 12 as the key ball. So then that just says, how do I get through the rest of these balls? 15, roll forward a little bit, just a ball or so, hold an angle on the 14. Then I'm going to shoot the 9, then I'm going to shoot the 13. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Okay, well, and the problem was 2 things. He missed it, but then also look where his cue ball was. It was going to be good flying around. So, yeah, if that wasn't going, that shot, then I guess I'd have to find a different shot to shoot. Womp womp. Makes sense. Okay, so now what? The 1 ball's still an issue. The 7 ball's still an issue. 3 ball, meh. Yeah. I think I might come back towards the 1 here. I don't know. Okay. All right, so he's going to shoot this 7. He's going to want to drag it thick so he holds a real flat angle for the 1 because he doesn't want a super steep angle on the 1. He doesn't want to hit inside English because that'll run him down table and can cause him to sort of stiff it. But see how much angle he has now? It's actually the opposite. with that angle you had, you actually wanted to check so that that cue ball held tighter because you don't want a bunch of angle on the one. You want it to be flatter. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's messed up here. It's just if he was a little flatter, it would be easier to get on the 5. Because now he's kind of coming across table. Yeah. And I think making the balls a little easier, flatter too. So, yep, look at me, Monday morning quarterback. No, I'm just trying to help you guys look at these angles. And I said, I'm an angle nit. It's really important that the angles are good. I shoot the 15 right now and target the 2 and then just kind of feather off the 2 quietly and get shape on the 14. And then I'd probably go, I don't know. I might go 14, 13. I don't know. The all I know is the 15 and the 14 have to go away. Let's start with that, right? We don't have to solve everything right now. Let's just go 15, 14 goes away. Soft, there, perfect, beautiful. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we just have to decide what's the quietest way to run out here. What's the simplest stop roll pattern? I think it's stop here, roll back on the 13 for the 9. You could probably shoot the 12, and then the 11 could be a key ball, which normally is not a good key ball, but you'd have almost ball in hand between the 5 and the 8 for the 11 to just stun back for the 8. So I'm good. So now we're going to chop across 2 rails, and we want to be at least past that point for the 9. We don't want to be having a back cut on the 9. We want to be going into the rail towards the 12 with the 9. So we're going to come back 2 rails and out because we don't want to slow roll this. 1, 2, 9er. And we overhit it, which is fine because now we're just going to change our pattern and we're going to think about that. I like this thought. Shoot the 11 and drag it and hold your cue ball for a nice little angle on the 9 to shoot the 12 and come up for the 8. You just don't want to go backward. You don't want to go forwards here with your cue ball. So it's a little stunny. And that's perfect, right? That's a perfect shot. So now he's got to be careful that he doesn't have too much angle on the 12. So he has to walk around because he doesn't want to just be really high on the 12 ball angle. He'd rather be flatter than higher. Yes, he'd rather be down there than up by where the 5 is. So we'll see where he ends up with his angle. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Womp, 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 womp. Ugh. He didn't need that flat of an angle. Oh well. What do you do here? Trick shot. Hit it off the point. Sweep it in. Dustin's attitude is like the best. If you guys want to watch how to play pool, this is how to play pool. Smiling is fine. Interested in what's going on. Perfect guy to play against. Like Dustin is the perfect example of how to compete at pool. He's hulked out. He's trying his ass off, but he's very smiley and very happy. He can manage if something doesn't go his way. He's going to really need to curve this thing to not hit the point like that. Just go right out into space. That one need to go up higher with your cue. Okay, so Dustin gets a gold star for all that. Iggy, who you got? You always like popping off about who you got. Who do you got, Iggy? I think we got Tay Tay's up 1-0 in this set, and Dustin's ball is trapped on the end rail, and Taylor is looking to win this game. I like shooting the 5. I like shooting the 2 and I like shooting the 1. And I actually like shooting the 1 from down on the end rail and just chopping it in and going up to center for the 8-ball. So I don't want to shoot from there to the 8-ball necessarily. I kind of like shooting closer. So the way this could go is you could shoot the 5 in the side pocket. You could shoot towards the 2 and put the cue ball on the side rail past the side pocket. And you just push in the 2 nice and quiet and leave a little angle on the 1 and then just roll right out to where your tip's in. So it's a push shot and then a roll shot and then a roll shot and a roll shot. It's 4 roll shots. Here he's playing like a weird angle to get into a weird angle, right? So he played a weird angle to get into, now this angle will work to get to the where I want to go. I want him on the end rail here, right? I want his cue ball on the end rail, so he's pushing and cutting the 1 in and rolling it right back to where it is right now. So this is just a push shot to the end rail. So maybe I'm okay with this. Nope, I don't like that. I mean, it's fine. Everything's going to work. He's going to win the game. It's going to run out. But this is a harder position shot overall than the position shot where the cue ball's on the end rail. So, which is fine. I'm not saying he's not going to hit a perfect shot right back to where his hand is. He needs to target his hand. Oh, he came outside of that. It's fine. Totally makeable. He's got it. This is to go up 2-0. Tay Tay's in the zone. I hear Tay Tay don't miss the 8. He learned it from Jolie. Yep, he did learn it from Jolie. Nice, Tay Tay. Double Tay. Man, Dustin's been a story of could have won every game, honestly, in this. I mean, I don't know about every game, but, and I'm not diminishing Taylor at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, you know, he's had, you know, he can go back and watch this and it's not like, oh, he's got all this mountains to climb. Kid, Dustin plays great. I mean, he just has to clean some stuff up and learn some stuff and keep working on his game. But I mean, yeah, man, he definitely is super competitive and plays good. Taylor's like a 560, 570 Fargo, and Dustin can definitely play in this game and gamble with Taylor and have no problems, and so it's good. Yeah. No, it's great. So this is super close, is all I'm saying. This match is super close. And even though Taylor's up 2-0 on the third set, we're in the third set, and it's not over, and it's been a close match, so it's been fun. Tay Tay. Hold on, I got a throat issue. Iggy, you're such a front runner, man. You look at the score, Tay Tay's winning, so now you're betting $2. All your $2 savings on Tay Tay. Diaz, no. You already missed the Diaz, no. What's Diaz soup? I don't know what that is, but anyways. Awesome. Let's do this. Here we go. Taylor's up 2-0. He's got the hammer out. Good break. Pouring some balls in. And well, it's got an issue. The issue is this is solids all day and he's not on a solid. So how do you force stripes? You play a safety off of the 9 where you leave the 13 and you don't leave the 7 and you don't leave the 6. You kind of want to have him in a spot with the cue ball where he shoots the 13. You want to bait him into shooting stripes. I don't want to shoot the 3. It's too hard of a shot. I mean, if you make it, you could win the game. It's just you could lose the game if you miss it. It's I don't know. Is this 50-50? Is it 70-30? I mean, for Taylor, I think that shot is not quite 50-50. Right? I think you have to go up pretty high. Up yeah, that's a tough shot to be 60-70% on. I mean, you're probably closer into the, I don't know, mid sixes to get that shot to be better than 50-50 maybe. So that's the problem. You went for a shot that was 50-50 at best, probably, I don't know, probably lower. And you just open up the rack and left him a run out. So I'm not saying he's running out. I'm just saying that's a time where I'd play safe and try to bait my opponent into shooting stripes. I would not do this. This is too fancy. Just shoot the 7, bro. Because this is missable. Okay. All right. Prove me wrong. Nice shot. But you congested the 1 ball. So was I wrong? Okay, so 3-2, 1-4-6-8. Who do we appreciate? Well, 2. Okay. I think this misses the 3, so you're gonna have to shove it in to the pocket and just get your cue ball over there. Or you could pinch draw it. Like, yeah, so either follow it or pinch draw it. That's fine. Yeah. It's an interesting one. You know, drawing it, like stun drawing it at that angle towards the 4 it's a little tricky. Not impossible. You just don't want too much angle on the 4, so you want to actually target the 14 with your cue ball or right by it. Yeah, see, this is no good. Too much angle. Yep. And the reason why you have too much angle, why it's a problem is because you have too much energy coming across table. You actually wanted the cue ball to be by the 14 so that you could stop right there. Now, if you want to stop there for that 6 on the side, you have to hit this thing at like this draggy bunt speed that makes it just really tricky. Yeah, it's just hard to hold, right? So now he's got a back cut going away from the 8. And that's why I was saying the angles. Like the angle on the 4 really mattered. So now he's just got to do what? Snap draw on the side. Off the side rail and back out to center. That's the shot. Draw it right into that 2.5 diamond on the side and go back out to center. I wouldn't go forward here with the high ball. Yeah, I draw it off the side rail. It's hard to know those angles though. This angle is going to hit right. If you draw this thing with some nice snappy draw, you can draw it at this angle and get right by that 3rd diamond and out to center. Yep. Oh no. Womp 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 womp. So, Dustin, So I have that run out series, right? And the nice thing about the run out series is that it trains you to teach yourself how to define these zones, right? Like what angle do we need? So the angle on that 4 ball to get to the 6 ball was the difference between winning and losing that rack. And if you don't define your zone and your 2 or 3 or 4 possible angles in your kind of zone. So I basically what I teach is basically 3 dots on the table, and 2 out of those 3 dots make up your zone. Usually 2/3 of the zone, meaning 2 of the 3 dots are of the dots on the table are beneficial over the other 2 out of 3 dots because they usually have a side that's favorable, like in a easier to if you make a mistake to one side or the other. So basically, what I do is I teach 2/3 pocket because that sets up everything, whether the ball goes in, the physics, the geometry, right? Everything gets set up by the thickness of the pocket. And um, I think he sold the 6. And so I go 2/3 pocket because it sets up everything, whether the ball goes in and the physics and the geometry of the shot, meaning the path of the cue ball and the energy transfer to the object ball, all that stuff. So thickness is first on the shot design. But then I also play, so that's 2/3 of the pocket that I choose, the thicker or the thinner side plus the center. So I always pick 2/3 of the pocket so that I know what's going on with the shot, whether it's going to go in, and like I said, the dynamics of the shot. And then I go 2/3 of the zone, meaning which 2/3 of the zone do I go to? So there's this runout series, and it teaches you, it has all these PDFs with these X's, and they're basically dots, and you can mark and figure out all these tiny little minutia details of these angles, and they matter, right? Because once you get in the habit of understanding that a 2 inch difference in angle is everything, it makes a difference, all the difference in the world. Well, you can start being more aware of where your good angles are and where your bad angles are. So when I'm watching and I'm doing commentary, I'm looking at these paths and these angles, like when he was getting on that 4 earlier. And I was like, well, he's going to want to be flat on this 4 because he doesn't want to have a bunch of physics going against him, which is a thin cut where he's going to have to hit some, slow bunty shot. And if he doesn't hit it super thick, it's going to cruise across and leave him a bad shot on the 6 because he's going to have too much angle on the 6. So too much angle on the 4 created too much angle on the 6. Great shot. I mean, this is awesome. And basically, what I'm saying is when we go through these runout series, we learn about the proper amount of angle and um, how to plan for that and how to use that for and be able to tell the difference between all these angles. So then you end up saying, okay, I'm going to go 2/3 in the pocket to hold this 2/3 zone, so I have the proper angle. And basically, you can just learn how to play really good cue ball that way and how to pocket balls very accurately. Oh, thick. Well, now he's in a problem though, right? Because he's got the 8 ball and Tay Tay's got all the material. So let's just see what Tay Tay can come up with. I mean, this is a funny little shot. If you just scrape the 11, basically, if you go over and look, you can use the 11 and the 9 to hook the 8. Because you could scrape the 11 and you could see a zone over there where the 11 and 9 make it impossible to get through. So, see what he's doing. Oh, Tay Tay takes the free bank. That's a total free bank. If he misses it, who cares? He left him tough. Now the free shots are over. He's got to make the 14, right? I just push this thing in. I wouldn't stun it. I just roll it because it goes naturally for the 10. Then to the 11. Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, now he's got a stop shot because look, if he hits a stop shot on the 11, he basically is on the 10 for a stop shot, and then a stop shot on the 10 leaves you a roll shot for the 15. So we want to walk around and look, where exactly do I want our cue ball to be? That's what Taylor's doing. You have to be a little careful. I don't know why he's putting his tip there, because if he was to put his tip, sorry, right where the 11 is, and come back maybe two cue balls or one or two cue balls, he'd be perfect on the 10. So but he could shoot the 15, then the 10. He might be doing that. That's fine. This is totally great. It's awesome. I take it back. Everything's great. Now he shoots a stop on the 15, a stop on the 10, and the game's over. So that worked totally fine too. He didn't have to force some sort of angle. He just went with the angle he had. That was a beautiful shot, Taylor. I love it. It's great. It's all the same. It's minimal cue ball movement and it's acceleration and it's beautiful. So same thing here. This needs to stop without going backwards. All right. Well, now you just made the game, not a stop shot. Yep. He knows he came back a little fast or far, which is fine. But now he's got to play shape and spin and get out of a scratch and all this stuff. So I'm sure he'll be fine, but it would have been nice to just shooting stop roll. Okay, well. It's emotional. It's emotional for me. That one took a lot out of me. Okay, I'm back. Okay, 2-1. We're still here. Okay, I think it's Dustin's break. I think Tay Tay's going to hit the yard, the kids call it. No, I'm not saying he's hitting the cart. I don't know what he's doing. I do think he might have a little vapey poo in his life. Yeah, Iggy, it's true, man. Yeah, I get it. 80-90% in practice and 50-50 in a match. I mean, yeah, it just has it's tricky. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way, Iggy. That's totally normal, bro. It's like all you got to do is just kind of be okay with that, and then just work towards training them. Just keep training them and trying to, you know, go in your training and get yourself in a position, Iggy, where you feel like you're in a match. I guess, and then kind of visualize yourself through it. Taylor. Shit, bro. I know,
All
man.
in hand with open racket.
Fuck, I know. I saw it. I'm just like, I was talking and I'm like, oh, you just got to stop this ball. And then I know, you just smoothed it, overdrew it. And then I'm like, he's still fine. But then you just missed it. Yeah, it's okay. We're good. You go get him.
Tell my wife I say hi.
Is she
Peyton,
watching?
Yeah.
Okay, what's her
Say,
Peyton?
I love you so much.
Okay, Peyton. Not me.
Yeah.
Taylor says he loves you so much. I think you're just swell, but Tay Tay says he loves you, Peyton. So, all right. He just walked in and did the rope around the neck, hanging himself, pantomime. Well, we got more pool left. That's the beauty of pool, right? It ain't over. It's tough picking up some character here, building some character. Yeah, man, he hammers the break. All right. Now you're Taylor. You got ball in hand in the kitchen. The whole game right now to me is that 8 ball and the 13 ball. How are they connected? Does the 8 go but the 13 doesn't? Because if the 8 goes and the 13 doesn't, and the 5 goes, then I'm going to take solids and I'm going to get rid of that 5 right away. And I might even like to open up off that 13, but looks like if he wants to shoot the 12 and click this 13 open, that's doable, right? He just has to be careful that he doesn't tie the 13 up. Unless the 13 doesn't need to be broken out, then you got to figure out how to run out without touching anything, you know? So you just slide your way around the rack and figure it out. I don't know. See what he's got. It looks like he's shooting the 9 and he might stun into the 13. Draw into it. Let's see. Now he's rolling into it. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm down with that shot. He's still got some stuff going on though, right? Because yeah, I mean the 11 and 13 are kind of 11 these balls that are out by the corner the center, they're kind of tricky. The 11 and the 12. So I'd like to get rid of them, right? I don't want to shoot those last. Um, that's kind of it's a little bit of an issue. I wish he was moved out of the way because I mean I might literally shoot the 13 now because that's kind of a problem because of that one. But I think you can get past that one with the cue ball maybe and slip out for that 15 ball or 11. Right? I mean that's the issue. That 11 is a challenge. But see, the 11 goes in the same pocket as the 13. I'd kind of play for the 11 in the same pocket right now if I can get there without, if I can hit it thin enough to not hit the 1. We'll see what he does. I think he's right to be concerned about the 13 and the 11, but it might he might not, he might just figure something else out. Yeah, I know. I mean, here's the issue. Like, nothing's really leading to anything too much. Like, the 10 ball doesn't lead to anything. He's pretty flat on it. The 15 ball, yeah, I mean, you could get on the 10 if you rolled forward, which he's looking at. That's not bad. I might do that. Shoot the 15 so you have some angle on the 10. Okay, well, he stunned it and did not get on the 10. And this is pretty tough. He's in a really tough spot because it doesn't really lead to anything. It kind of doesn't. It could kind of lead to a 13 in the side or maybe in the corner. I don't know, or 11 on the side. I suppose. I mean, it was thicker than I thought. It's just now he's kind of screwed. Yeah, okay. That's okay. Yeah, this is probably the shot. 13 past the 1 and come back out for the 10. I mean, it's just you're just sort of scrambling. Like you're hitting all these like kind of recovery shots and scrambly shots. I don't think a safety makes sense here. Your material's all gone. I think you got to flick this 13 in and try to get on that 10 and then try to get on the 11 and get on the 8. I mean, that's a lot of stuff going on, right? So this is kind of like a classic 6-2 happening here pretty soon. Unless he can figure out making this ball getting shape somehow. All right. I mean, there's worse shots, right? That 2 ball might go on the side. If it goes past the 10 and the 3, that would be a shot. It's almost straight in. It's a little back cutty. If you make it, you get on the 3 or the 6. I guess you could run these out. If the 2 goes, it's not even looking at it. Oh well. It's looking safety out of the way. I don't mind it. Put the cue ball down by the 4. Block with the 4. Put the 1 ball there. I mean, he hit it a little bit thin, right? But he did his damage. He caused his problem. That makes sense. Well, I'd get real detailed right here with the cue ball, and I would walk forward. Nope. I would look at that 11 and see if I get into a spot where I get flat enough in that 10 to draw back for the 13 in the corner. I don't know that I like this. It's hard when you're down material like this to play a safety battle, right? That's why I think I'm looking more aggressively for Taylor's shots and saying, is there any way we can end this, right? Can we hit something and end it? Meaning, like, we hit one good shot and it kind of sets us up to win the game. Because if we're in a war with 3 and they have 7, we're at a huge disadvantage, right? So I start thinking about percentages and I start thinking, shit, I got 3 balls, he's got 7. I mean, I don't know if I'm 20% here to win or if I'm 15% or 10 or 30. I mean, but I know that I'm not 50-50. I know that I'm completely less. Well, you could do the math. I've got 4 times 14 is 56. I'm probably, you know, I don't know, closer to 30-40% at best. If you squint at it, I actually think it's probably 20. So if I could hit a shot that could end the game, if I make it and the shot's a 50-50 shot, I might do it. I might go for it, you know. It's 50-50. And then if I make it, if I'm 50-50 to make it, and if I make it, I'm 70-30 to run out, then I might shoot it because I only have 2 balls left after that. So it's like a math game, right, that we keep playing. And that was perfect. That's a really good example of doing it, you know. He just hit the shot. Now he's got to find the 10 ball from here. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'd start walking down and looking at that 7 ball and that 4 ball and saying, well, if I hit this thing and I run into the 7, do I have a shot on it? Or do I need to be between the 7 and the 4? So then I start building my zones and I start building these weird little shots because I'm not so thin, I don't think, that I couldn't drag it right down between the 2 of the 7 and the 4 if I hit it thick. But let's see what he's got. Yeah, that was really a lucky type of thing. And he might have got it, honestly. But I think there was a more detailed shot that could have been designed there rather than just frame them and close your eyes and come out with a 10 ball on the side and the 8 ball that automatic shape. It worked, but it just wasn't very, very detailed. It's kind of frammy, which is okay. Hey, man, maybe he's going to get paid. We'll see. All right. Well, The good news is he can send it with confidence because the cue ball is going to go right down to the end rail and leave him a shot on the 8. So he just wants to send this in and put the cue ball naturally on the end rail and get shape on the 8. So don't, yeah. Oh, Tay Tay. Tay Tay. That was so close. It was a great try. It was a great try. Awesome. All right. Now, Dustin's got to come up with something here. It's not a free shot on the 7, but it's not a guaranteed loss if he misses it. If you really want to be careful, I think I'd shoot. You could shoot the 1. I don't know. And push the cue ball right by the 7 ball, which it's a little dicey. You could also just, yeah, I think that's the shot. Shoot the 1 and kind of push the cue ball to the side row, of course, to the point, so you don't leave a shot on the 10. Yeah, it's almost like, well, you could just shoot the 1 off the 4 and leave the cue ball right behind the 5-6. Like you just know you're gonna hit a rail, you're gonna control your cue ball all the way, and if you get lucky, you'll make the ball run out. That's probably what I would do. 1 off the 4, cue ball sticks behind the 5-6, and if you make it, if you make it, you win. But you're just playing all cue ball, basically. So let's see what he does. Yep, he did it without calling the 1. That's fine. That's exactly the shot I was talking about. Something like that. It's perfect. Taylor's got a chance. He can go right between the 1-4 and knock that 10 in, and he gets shape if he makes it. I am definitely gonna have to sleep on the couch tonight. I cannot stop coughing. My wife is gonna kill me. Oh. All right. So the order you shoot these balls matters, right? You definitely are better off clearing the table that's closer to the 8. The 2, the 3, the 5, the 6. Because that 4 ball key ball's out. So those balls are so congested on that side of the table. I'd much rather clear out that side and then finish with the 7-4-1 or 7-1-4 and get to the 8 that way. So I like clearing the congestion because those 4 balls are all close together in the center and everything, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah. Now we're going to have to go 5-6. You're going to end up doing it my way anyways. No, just kidding. So you 5-6, right? And then see, the problem with the 3-2 is that they're close together. I would not shoot the 6, I'd shoot the 5. I know what he's doing. He's thinking I'm going to not leave a shot if I miss, but I don't know, man. You got half a cue ball. You're gonna have to hit it low. There's a lot of shit going on here. We'll see. You're probably capable of hitting it. Yep, you're fine. You're fine. I take it back. You're the man. So you got to put all your chips in and make the 2, and then you play for the 3 position in the same corner. So you're going to shoot the 2 past the 8, play for the 3 in the same corner, and then shoot the 5, and then the 1 and the 4 back for the 8. They're all just kind of rolling shots. So you're going to want a multi-ball position. Pocket the 2 and try to get on the 3. Okay. Well, now we're going to play different. Now we're going to go 5, 1, 4, 3, 8. It's just, I'd rather be coming down into that zone towards the 3, getting position on the 8 than the 3. Because once I get position, I just win the game, right? So if I was on this 3 good, I'd probably shoot it. And I think he's going to. Because it's not as good of a key ball as it looks. It's a little trappy. So he needs to come back to get on the 1. Yeah, that's too much angle. Now he's going to go around the world. Now he's got problems because he's too thin on the 1. So yeah, it's a little bit. I'm not saying he can't just flick it in and get shaped by the second diamond or diamond 2.5 diamonds with a roll on the 4 ball. He can. It's just it's he'll be fine. It's not that thin. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. 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 Yep, it was fine. It's just we don't want to be shooting this ball to get on the 8. We'd rather be like on the other side of it, and that would be nice because now we're kind of going towards 8 with our cue ball almost more than away from it. We'll be fine. He's good. He'll never load English here and miss it. Oh, fuck. Okay. That was why, Dustin, that we wanted to have him shot in a different order, but that's okay. So you didn't miss that ball because you're like anything wrong other than just the order you shot the balls, and that's why that ball got missed. He's got to snap this in and draw it back for the 8. I don't like shooting the side. He's gonna go, but we'll see what he shoots. Yep, that's it. Boom, game over. Nice shot, Taylor. That's what you wanted right there. I've seen enough. That's good. Fun night. Thanks everybody. That was awesome. That was a great set. Dustin, you're awesome. There's lots of data here, lots of stuff you can learn from. Tay Tay, there's stuff you can learn from. And everybody watching, you're more than welcome to learn with them. Oh, hey, Nancy. Joel's on the mend. Awesome. Awesome. I got a cold too, Nancy. I've been muting my coughing here. So, all right. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going home and going to bed and trying to get my strength up. I'm going to Sudafed and whatever that orange stuff is. Try to get back tomorrow for the 10 a.m. match. Hopefully Jolie will be in for that by tomorrow. Yep. So it was awesome. Great job, Dustin. Thanks, Dustin's family, for watching. Peyton, your man got it done. He's bringing home green chips. Yay, pool. Awesome. Talk to you guys on the next one. Tomorrow morning at 10, we got the border battle. So see you guys. Bye.